Ok. Pourquoi on commence le stream avec un shot aussi bizarre? Et dit le stream du jeu plutôt?
Looks like the gang's all here.
Yep, all ready. How about you two? Green and good to go?
Paimon's ready.
Ah, j'ai oublié de mettre le jeu en français. Je joue d'habitude en anglais. Ok. Est-ce que on peut passer par notre agenda encore?
Feeling nervous? Don't blame you. We're all a little out of our depth with this one. Okay, so some time ago, Colombina was ambushed by the Doctor. It all happened pretty fast, and the last thing you saw was her vanishing into the moon's reflection.
Yes, though at the time, all that the rest of us saw was the Doctor using some kind of power.
Ah bon?
The
Si
next
ça te
moment,
dérange pas.
Colombina had
Dans tous les cas,
disappeared,
comme
and you were
il y a
following
des
to
gens,
the
ça
sea.
va déranger peut-être plus tard. Je
We
vais
have to get
passer ça en
Colombina back.
français après
And
ce
whatever the
dialogue.
Doctor's plan is in season...
The Frost Moon Scions consider it our duty to rescue the Moon Goddess. I wasn't expecting so many others to come to our aid. So I want you to know that you have our utmost gratitude.
Great. Well, first things first.
Yoada.
Wait.
Someone's here.
Ah bon?
We heard your footsteps. Although...
You've
C'est
been
qui?
here for a while now. I take it you followed the Traveler, but I don't sense any ill intent in you.
Oh, il y a un spam dans le chat. Comme je suis censé... Une seconde, il y a un spam dans le chat, je vais le bannir. Ok.
Come on.
On sait qui se cache. Ah ouais. Un NPC. Un fatouille.
I figured it wouldn't take you long to notice me. I come bearing news from my lady, the knave.
Le Knave, c'est
Docteur
Arlecchino.
went through the motions of returning to Snezhnaya, but it was obviously a facade. However, he has not returned to the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau, nor has he made an appearance in Nasha Town.
Well, in that case, he'll be in his lab way up north. I always wondered why he applied for his own private pad. He was planning this all along.
Tell them that Sandrone and I will go on ahead. If they still intend to pursue this matter, they should meet us at the research center in the northern tip of Notcry.
Nice of Colombina's two best friends to think of us. We appreciate the heads up. Our sincere thanks to the Fatui for your aid.
Lady Damselette may have left our organization, but at least some of her colleagues remain genuinely concerned for her well-being. Not to mention that the
Au moins, c'était
Doctor's
pas tous les
increasingly
fatouilles
cryptic
qui
conduct
cherchaient à se
gives
servir
us
d'elle.
great cause for alarm.
Automation, phase de doctors. Increase the cryptic conduit.
We have crossed swords many times before, but it's not personal. We're just on different sides. We don't lack humanity. And so, as fellow friends of Lady Damselette, it's only right that you should be in the know about this.
Arlecchino's situational awareness has saved us a lot of trouble.
I'll leave the map here with you. If you do decide to head to the research
Arlecchino
center,
est prêt à
please proceed with
faire passer
caution.
d'autoré, ça c'est sûr.
And remember, at least while you're in Nodcry, Lady Arlecchino's subordinates are your comrades if you want them to be.
This is very accommodating of you. We can't thank you enough.
Just doing my duty. I shall take my leave now. If you need us, you'll find us at the Experimental Design Bureau.
Ok. Je suis sûr, on va vite revenir vers toi.
So,
Je n'ai même pas
the
retenu son
doctors
nom.
left the
Il s'appelle Jamie Jedimin Jediminas.
Marionette seems to think he's been planning this for a long time. But when did it start? Before he even arrived in Notcry?
Je pense que c'est depuis l'affaire de Scaramouche, non? Il cherchait depuis longtemps à créer un faux dieu. Ah, je pense que c'est depuis
It
Scaramouche.
seems his loyalty to the Tsaritsa is lip service at most. Behind the scenes, he may even be working against her.
Whatever his motives, we know that he's decisive and incredibly ruthless. Facing him unprepared would be a recipe for disaster.
At this stage, it's difficult to predict his next steps. I suggest we split into 2 groups. We need some people to stay behind and guard Nasha Town.
Ok, qui va rester alors?
Well, as much as I'd love to help, infiltrating research labs isn't really my area of expertise.
Je pense que tu seras du genre à
But at least
prendre
take
une
cool
machine
your
pour
jet
foncer
stuffy with
directement
you.
dans le tas.
It should be some help during the battle.
And as for Miss Inefa, I suppose you will stay to protect Miss Aino?
Detecting operational logic. Protect Dino. Priority. High.
Just in case, Servarka, I think it would be best if you stayed behind as well. You can leave the research center to us.
I mean, I would have said the Knight of Berea should probably be out on the front line, but okay, fine.
Mais pourquoi il vient pas avec nous? Dans tous les cas, on a vu dans le trailer, il va se battre aussi. Donc je suppose que c'est ok pour le moment.
Leave Nasha Town to me. Be careful out there, okay? If things get out of hand, fall back right away.
Yehoda will be on hand to assist you. In my absence, she can handle any intel gathering work.
Ok. Je coupe le micro 2 secondes, je cherche à bien le placer. Allez, il s'est pas coupé. Désolé si vous avez entendu des bruits
You
bizarres
got it,
alors.
boss. You guys make sure to get back here in one piece, all right?
We will.
Ok.
Things are moving fast. We'd better head off soon if we hope to keep pace.
This is going to be a very dangerous mission. Paimon should stay behind and help everyone.
Infiltrate a secret research facility, or... Yeah, alright. Paimon will help out here instead. Sounds like it's gonna be a pretty intense fight.
We all have to bring our A game here. So, anything you need to wrap up before we leave?
Ouais, bah, quand c'est choses faire, certaines fonctions, certains systèmes et fonctions ne seront plus disponibles. Assurez-vous pour la meilleure expérience. Et c'est recommandé. Ah, donc il veut qu'on ait beaucoup de temps derrière nous. Nope, I'm good to go.
Better get going.
Very well.
Au moins cette fois ils ont prévenu.
All these broken machines.
Ok, je peux mettre ça en français maintenant.
Benny's adventure.
Entrer dans le centre de recherche de Docteur. Ah, ils nous ont emmenés directement au centre. Est-ce qu'elle va explorer un peu? Si je peux activer cette statue au moins pour avoir... savoir un peu comment, à quoi ressemble la map. Je peux pas. Merci Genshin. C'est quoi ces fils rouges un peu bizarres? Ah, qu'est-ce qui lui est arrivé? Qu'est-ce qui lui est arrivé? Pourquoi il est fatoué par terre? C'est le centre de recherche de Docteur, non? Ou bien il n'est plus avec les fatoués? Ah! J'ai vraiment peur.
That's quite a welcome party.
Ah, il n'a même pas fait attention qu'ils ont changé mon équipe. J'ai même pas vu qu'ils avaient changé mon équipe. J'ai juste vu qu'ils ont mis les heures. Oh, c'est une vitrine. C'est quoi ces explosions?
Close your eyes. Observe. Night falls.
Get back! I said get back! Do you hear me?
Il parle à qui? Mais qu'est-ce que Docteur a fait dans son centre pour que ça soit comme ça? Est-ce qu'il ratait quelque chose?
Don't come any closer! Don't!
Ah, les pauvres fatous. Les pauvres fatous, oui. Je sais pas du tout les utiliser. Parce que...
Close your eyes. Be silent. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
Est-ce qu'il est encore vivant?
Grab that key on the ground. We'll probably need it at some point.
Je pourrais la récupérer plus tard.
Watch out.
Oh!
There's no way through. Let's go around.
Ça les a tués puis m'a donné une expérience. Ces explosions, quoi, moi ça me fait un peu sursauter à chaque fois.
What the? Trespassers? Here? What's wrong with you people?
Lui-même, il se demande pourquoi les faits sont vraiment brûlables. Infiltrer ce centre.
I see you're fleeing the facility.
You looking to settle a score with the doctor? Good luck with that. I don't think you have many chances left.
Perhaps. But you might have a chance to live if you start
Il
talking.
transpire. Il est en panique.
Two other harbingers had the same idea as you. They're already inside. But what good is it gonna do? The
Ah,
doctor wouldn't do stuff
Arlequino et
like this
puis
unprepared.
Sandrone sont déjà là, on dirait.
Seems to me that you're not too thrilled about being his subordinate. Also, is it just me, or do I sense monsters nearby? If you'd prefer their company to ours, that can easily be arranged.
Je te conseille de
We need
juste
to know
parler.
what the doctor is up to. Please, if you know anything at all, tell me. This is about more than us versus the doctor.
D'habitude, c'est seulement quand il y avait Colombina qui parlait. Est-ce qu'il va parler pendant toute la quête? Ça serait vraiment intéressant. Allez, parle seulement.
He's building something. Ambitious doesn't even begin to describe it. Feels like this could be the big one. God knows how long he's been planning it. A while back, he told us he'd be returning to Snezhnaya. We weren't expecting him back so soon. This time he brought some gemstones with him, or something. 2 of them.
The moon marrow spheres.
C'est ça que je voulais
He
dire.
stole them from their rightful owner, Colombina.
Oh, Lady Damselette? Last I heard, she left the Fatui. Before she went, she told us she'd finished what Her Majesty asked of her, and wished to focus on some personal matters.
Ouais, elle avait entièrement le droit.
I remember thinking that leaving us might not be the best choice. I mean, I always looked up to the captain the most, and...
Oh, quelqu'un qui respecte Capitano.
Back when this all started, the higher-ups dispatched 3 units to Nodcry to execute their plan. They were led by the Doctor, Marionette, and the Damselette, respectively. I was a part of the Damselette's unit to begin with.
Oh!
She never really interacted with us much. In fact, she seemed sort of detached from everything. Not because she was distracted, just felt like she was indifferent to the world around her. Like she had no stake in anything that happened. She always seemed like she was staring off into the distance. Almost as if she didn't see anything worth living for in the present, so she had to look further afield. That's right. She always used to stare up at the sky.
Elle regardait la lune derrière le faux ciel.
The doctor used to stand nearby and watch her. Apparently they got along well at first, but somewhere along the way, she grew wary of him. Started avoiding him as much as possible. After she left, everyone in our unit merged with the doctors. He's similarly indifferent to the world, except when it comes to the moons. He seems to have big plans for them. Right now, obtaining the 3 moons is his #1 priority. He even said, if he can only get his hands on 2 of them, he'll create a 3rd one himself.
Ah, c'est pour ça dans le trailer, Sandrone a dit qu'elle a détecté une 4e lune. Il a créé sa propre lune.
How would he create an artificial moon marrow? Maybe the knowledge he gained from the Hyperborean phantoms has something to do with it.
Thank you for cooperating. We appreciate the level of detail.
I
Merci.
get the sense that you'd
Il s'appelle
serve
comment
under
déjà?
Colombina again if you had the chance. Would that be fair?
No, she's no longer a harbinger. As a member of the Fatui, my loyalty will always belong to the Tsaritsa.
J'ai l'impression qu'ils ont augmenté la qualité des textures de ces personnages. Ou bien c'est parce qu'ils sont apparus à notre craie seulement.
I'm only telling you all this because I don't completely trust the Doctor. His actions do not align with the goals that first brought us to Nodcry.
I understand. We'll do everything within. The Knaves unit is based at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau. Maybe you can seek refuge with them.
Merci.
Well,
J'ai même pas lu
now
son
we know
nom.
what's going on here. Artificial moon marrow. He's likely well on the way to completing it. Dottore's technological capabilities are far more advanced than I thought.
I fear this could get ugly. Everyone, prepare yourselves.
Ok. Mais on va déjà se battre. Et c'est une en combat. Oh.
Forrest?
Eux, je les considère pas comme des combats.
Be silent. Observe.
Je les passer aussi.
Do you fear the dark?
Toi, tu viens là.
By the frost moon of old, the mystery unravels.
Bombs away!
Close your eyes. Be silent. Night falls.
J'avais pas vu l'échelle. C'est quoi ce truc? C'est sa fausse lutte. Ça ressemble à un endroit où on va combattre un boss. Docteur.
Welcome one and all. I've been expecting you. I hope my humble research facility is to your liking.
Yeah, we really appreciated fighting our way in through a horde of monsters.
The gall. You expect us to believe you've just been patiently waiting for us?
Le connaissant, c'est sûrement le cas. Il voulait faire une présentation dramatique comme tous les plus grands vilains.
Of course I have. Should I be
Qu'est-ce que j'ai dit?
worried about something? Everything seems to be going quite smoothly so far, and you've shown up right on schedule. First Sandrone and Arlecchino, now you.
D'ailleurs, où sont Sandrone et
Quite a suite of
Arlecchino?
guests I've had today. If you were looking for them, I should probably mention that Arlecchino disappeared as soon as she entered the facility. As for Sandrone, why, she stood right here only moments ago demanding answers from me at the top of her voice.
Je m'imagine très bien.
Hardly out of character. She never was one for basic courtesy. But I have to admit, I was
Avec ce
a
que tu
little
as fait ne
surprised to
demande
see
pas
her
de la
showing
politesse.
concern for someone besides herself. Does everyone you associate with undergo such a change in temperament? Speaking as a researcher, I have to say, it is not a change for the better. It threatens one's ability to remain objective. Well, since you ask...
Objectif et machiavélique n'est pas pareil.
So you've got your hands on the moon marrow, and now you're claiming godhood. Don't you think that's a bit of a stretch, Dottore?
I must protest what you are insinuating with that phrase, claiming godhood. I am not
Comment ça?
claiming anything. I am stating a fact.
Oh, ferme-la.
You're a researcher. I'm sure you appreciate the distinction between the two.
Huh? Wait, you really think you're all that? You'll excuse me if I'm not being a polite little lady for you. We're colleagues. We both know what kind of person you are.
By the same token, I knew you'd respond along those lines. You and I both understand that facts speak louder than words. To that end, I've had my people send you a small gift. It should go some way toward helping you understand my present position.
What gift?
Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
Where have all your troops gone?
Qu'est-ce qu'il a prévu? L'ambiance a changé un peu
Perhaps
bizarrement.
they are already marching toward a new world, following in the footsteps of an unknown god. As vulgar and arrogant as you may be, dear Sandrone, I have no intention of taking out my displeasure on your subordinates. They will enjoy equal rights to my own.
Une seconde. Aussi vulgaire et arrogante que tu puisses être, ma chère Sandrone, je n'ai nullement l'intention de faire subir mon mécontentement à tes subordonnés. Ils pourront profiter de mêmes droits que les miens.
You sent your people to the Experimental Design Bureau? That's a Tsaritsa's property.
Yes, and I am very mindful of Her Majesty's instructions. But you know full well that they do not conflict with my present goals. In which case, all I'm doing is conducting another one of my experiments. Is there a problem with that?
Oui.
Now then, you have a judgment call to make. Am I simply lying to stall you? Or is it possible that every word I am saying is the truth? In which case, your subordinates really are in danger.
So now you've turned on fellow Fatui soldiers. You're completely insane.
Et maintenant, je t'en rends compte. Depuis qu'on l'a vu à Sumero, je m'étais déjà dit ça.
I have set a new rule for myself. Each person gets one chance. Naturally, that includes you, Sandrone.
Mais c'est quoi son objectif à faire ça?
If you wish to leave, I won't stop you. We are colleagues, after all.
Scumbag!
Donc, elle tient vraiment à ses subordonnés. Si elle est juste partie comme ça.
Sandrone sparing any thought for the people of this world. Shame. I always found her self-centeredness to be one of her few better qualities. How can she ever hope to achieve greatness when she's so obsessed with protecting her little design bureau?
It's more than a little disingenuous to speak of achieving greatness while taking hostages. Or does
honor? I have the marrow of 2 moons in my possession and will soon complete the construction of a 3rd. I will be the god of a new world. And you speak to me of honor? How charmingly naive.
Those are sacred relics. You do not deserve them.
Il va dire quelque chose du genre.
In my view, many in this world do not deserve to be alive. And yet, I mercifully permit them to go on living, do I not?
You'll come to regret your actions.
Et ça, il n'est pas content.
Will I now? Let's see.
J'ai l'impression que ça s'apprête à se battre. Oui, c'est le cas.
Leave this place for the everlasting. The deception ends.
Le premier combat contre Toré.
No more lies.
Oh putain.
beware the creatures of the night. Close your eyes. Observe.
You poor lost lamb. It all adds up. Can't hide the truth. With one heart, we pray. The mystery unravels.
Close your eyes.
Arlecchino!
Arlecchino? They see you as an ally? What a farce. You're clearly here to destroy my research, not me.
I'd say your research is more valuable than your life. Am I wrong?
Utiliser une réaction de séduction et de... Je connais pas ces réactions. Je suis nul pour lire.
Is that the best you can do?
Close your eye.
C'est un fleurissement ça. Et puis ça.
Disappointing. Your actions betray your fear of me.
The deception ends here.
Je dois utiliser Flint avec.
You poor lost lamb. Can't hide the truth.
Oh.
Witness my wrath.
Je ne sais pas du tout utiliser les personnages.
Be silent. Observe.
Get lost.
Do you fear the dark?
Receive my blessing.
Your actions betray your fear of me.
With one heart, we pray.
Be silent. Observe.
Get lost.
Seek within.
Dottore is too powerful with the artificial moon marrow in his arsenal. Fighting him is futile. Quickly.
Ces machines sortent d'où? Je dois...
Let's go.
I've always thought it is wiser to flee than surrender.
Pardon, l'affaire.
Watch out.
Attends ça.
What the?
Ils nous ont enfermés.
Forget about me. You should.
Where's the traveler?
Donc il a besoin de nous pour faire quelque chose, je suppose. Nous sommes ça.
What just happened? Nasha Town? How did I get here? Strange. I remember being trapped by Dottore during.
Ils ont
the
même
battle.
voice
Now
ses
all of a
pensées.
sudden, I'm here.
D'habitude, il voice pas les pensées. Même
Something
quand il avait
weird is going
Colombina.
on. I guess I'll start by exploring the area.
Ok,
Traveler? What brings you here at this hour?
on la connaît.
Huh?
Peut-être c'est World Quest.
What are you in the mood for today? A hot dog? Or something else? We've got some special discounts at the moment. Want to see the menu?
Sorry, I'm not hungry.
Ah. Well, feel free to take a seat for now. Let me know if you change your mind.
Est-ce qu'on la connaît ou bien c'est moi qui la connais pas?
Everyone seems to be acting normal. Am I just overthinking?
Oh, darling, look who it is. One of our regular customers. Get the traveler something to eat, would you, dear?
Wait, why is he talking like that?
Comment ça?
Well, I'd love to, but can't serve a customer unless they order something.
Yes, thankfully. It was a long trip, and it's left me feeling pretty exhausted. But the upshot is, I won't have to leave again for a good while. We can have some quality time to ourselves.
Wait, these two are a couple? I see
Je
some
les
kids
connais
around
pas du
too.
tout. Oh,
I
je
didn't
me
know
sens
they had a
bête.
family.
Hey there! I haven't seen you in ages! What's keeping you so busy? I've been looking forward to playing with you again. You forgot already?
C'est qui ça?
You're silly. Daddy brought you over to our house recently. We had some snacks together.
Ah bon?
What is she talking about?
We've had a lot of customers over the last few days, so we've been real busy. And like my mom always says, some people are more than just customers. They're friends.
Donc c'est pas moi celui qui les connaît pas.
Oh, another customer's arrived. I better go see what they want.
This is all wrong. I never once heard the owner of this restaurant talk about their family. It certainly isn't a family-run business. And that child? I don't recognize her at all. Could this be a false memory?
Very good. I knew you had it in you.
Docteur. Docteur, tu fais quoi ici?
Aren't you going to try the house special?
Non, non merci. Où est-ce qu'il nous a mis? Il nous a mis dans de la réalité virtuelle, dans VR Chat. VR Chat.
You don't seem to like it here. That's fine. We can change venues.
Oh, une cinématique. C'est un écran de chargement. Colombina! Colombina!
I'm still alive. Where is this place? It took all my strength to open the moon gate, and then I leapt into it. So this is the moon's reflection? The mysterious realm beyond the gate?
C'est quoi ce truc? C'est entièrement vide. Est-ce qu'elle va rire? Mais tu peux pas rester seul comme ça dans tout ce vide. Dans ce cas, est-ce que elle devrait pas trouver rire normalement?
I guess I could try opening the gate once more.
Je sais la situation est sérieuse, mais elle est trop mignonne.
No response. Maybe this space can't be opened from inside. If this was the space that killed both Revier and his lover, then why am I unscathed? Or... no, I'm not unscathed. Even the air here feels frozen in place. There is nothing here with which I can restore my
Bien
power.
réfugié. Comment ça les réfugiés?
I should conserve my strength
Oh,
and proceed with caution.
c'est cet espace qu'on voit dans son trailer, non?
I don't believe Dotori's scheming will stop just because I escaped. If there is any chance that I can get back to the others, any chance at all, I must return.
Maintenant que j'y pense, Docteur a déjà fait une nouvelle lune. Il s'attendait à ce que Colombina essaie de s'enfuir.
Emptiness, silence. What is this place?
On dit
Or
d'explorer.
maybe the real question is,
Il y a un petit truc doré
what
ici.
is it for? What's this? Looks like it responds to my power.
Il essaie d'utiliser une attaque chargée.
Golden.
On teste Colombina.
Kawaki. Is it some sort of guide? And why does it feel so familiar? I might as well follow it.
Ça va dans ce sens, non?
Where does this lead? Could it be the exit?
C'est quoi ça? Une réflexion? Un voyageur par une. J'ai pas eu le temps de lire. La château.
Welcome home, Moon Goddess.
Oh, mais dites pas qu'elle serait invisible encore.
Is this Nasha Town? But isn't Moon Prayer Night over already?
Je ne peux pas interagir avec qui que ce soit.
Goodbye for now, Colombina.
Oh, ce sont des
I hope you
souvenirs.
have a wonderful night.
I will. Everyone else. And me? Are these my memories?
Est-ce qu'on peut voir?
I can't touch them. It's as if we're separated by some impenetrable power.
Over here! Over here!
But the people in these memories pass right through me. Just like when I disappeared.
Donc, quand elle essaie de toucher quelque chose, ça la bloque. Mais quand il y a quelqu'un qui passe, elle passe à travers.
If only I had known what would come to pass after that. Even so, I should still take a look around. Just being back here.
Ok. Oh. Allons les voir directement. Je dois juste explorer. Juste de ce côté. J'ai l'impression que... Bon... J'avais l'impression que ça laguait un peu, mais c'est juste de mon côté.
Welcome home, Moon Goddess. Oh, you're the genuine article. Alice was right.
Me dites pas... Le moment où il y a du Kuvaki qui a interagi avec sa carte. Ne dites pas que c'était elle-même, non?
Fortune-telling stall run by Barbaloth from the Hexen Circle.
Je suis sûr que c'était elle-même. C'est Istarot qui a fait quelque chose comme ça?
This represents destiny and is the foundation for the divination as a whole.
My destiny. Now that I think about it, Barbaloth's divination was absolutely right. It's almost time to draw the last card. The one that represents the future.
Je savais, c'est elle qui interagit avec la carte.
That was the card that popped out on its own. From here, I think.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai dit? C'est elle.
Kuvaki Pulse? What?
Elle est dans le passé. C'est elle dans le passé. Istarot a forcément quelque chose à avoir dedans.
Fascinating. I've never encountered this before in my role as a diviner.
What's going on? Did that card leave the deck because of my influence? All I did was try to touch it, and then... Maybe this memory space is not untouchable after all. Are there weak points in the barrier?
Essaye d'utiliser le Kouvaki pour toucher les trucs.
Or is it possible that there's more to this space than my memories alone?
This card is death.
I need to get to the bottom of this. I'll try touching something else. Hmm?
Quoi?
The wind?
Où est les trucs dorés? C'est sûr que c'est Starot.
Pulling me outwards. No, traveler.
Oh, c'est Noël appelle en premier pour demander de l'aide. Toi, tu as des trop bon sens. Pourquoi tu souris comme ça? C'est creepy. Ça, c'est à quel moment? Après que Docteur ait kidnappé Colombina? À quel moment? Pourquoi ils ont tous ce visage? Ou bien nous sommes revenus dans le monde réel? On dirait.
From the bottom of our hearts, we are so sorry. We completely understand how you must feel.
Oh, j'avais oublié complètement cette partie.
And we all feel responsible for it.
C'est comme annonce. Ça donne l'impression qu'ils annoncent à une mère que son enfant ne va pas revenir.
Don't say that. Paimon's not a little kid. You didn't leave him behind on purpose. There was nothing you could do.
Oh, elle pleure. Paimon, s'il te plaît, ne pleure pas.
He's all alone in there. What if something happens to him? What are we gonna do then? We've barely spent any time apart since we met. Is he gonna...
Non, ne dis pas ça quand même. Quand même pas.
We must find a way to rescue him. We were all involved in the operation where he was captured, and we do not abandon our comrades. That being said, it won't be easy. Through conversation with the others on our return, we've arrived at a basic idea of what we're up against. Dottoro's lab has clearly been in operation for a lot longer than we realized. We found many monster samples stored there. In all likelihood, they were materials he used to research his latest technology. We also know that through his contact with the phantoms of Hyperborea, he gained knowledge about the moons and certain Hyperborean technologies. Using this knowledge, he then fashioned an artificial moon marrow to serve as a replacement for the frost moon beyond the sky.
S'il n'avait pas prévu ça à l'avance, c'est qu'il a juste utilisé les nouvelles connaissances. Il est vraiment un génie.
Unlike Colombina, Dottore is not being rejected by Tevat. And even with 2 of the 3 moon marrows, his power far exceeds all of ours combined. Once his 3rd moon marrow is complete, Dottore will have completely seized the authority of the 3 moons. Tevat's most primordial powers will then be in his grasp.
Does that mean...
I'm afraid so. No one could have predicted this level of insanity, not even from Dottore. And unfortunately, his insanity is coupled with an intellect and ambition that not even his peers in the Fatui can match.
This is dire. Sounds like the world is done for.
Ne soyez pas si pessimiste.
The 3 moons' authority can influence the very fabric of time and space. I dare not imagine what a monster like him would do with that kind of power.
The trouble's already begun, I'm afraid. On our way back, we discovered that part of Nodcry is being enveloped by an unknown energy. We cannot ascertain what is happening inside. I'm convinced this is Dottoro's doing. Not that there's any way to prove it. The issue is, we have no idea what his intentions are.
The only thing more frustrating than facing down evil is knowing that it will surely come, but not knowing when.
The Doctor is guilty of numerous crimes in Mondstadt as well. One of our knights, well, former knights, his father was murdered by Dottore.
C'est Diluc, non? J'ai pas entièrement lu la bande dessinée. Mais si je me rappelle, c'est Diluc.
His ideology and methodology are a danger to
Le père de
everything in his
Diluc.
path, from individuals to entire nations. He does not feel guilt, even when he acts against his own people.
He doesn't see them as his own people, that's why. People like him see everyone else as beneath them.
Right. He views other people only in terms of how they can benefit him. That's the basis of all his social connections. Granted, he's hardly the only harbinger to pursue their own interests. We all do. And Her Majesty is gracious enough to permit it. Still, her mercy has its limits.
Oui, tu devais aller la voir pour avoir des répercussions contre Dottore, non? Elle n'a rien dit?
Dottore's actions have gone beyond even what the Fatui could have imagined. Usurping divine authority to become a god. For a servant of the Tsaritsa, that goes beyond being disloyal. It's treason of the highest order. We can't expect him to heed the Tsaritsa's will once he gains the Three Moons' authority. Even we Harbingers consider him the most self-interested among us.
Poor Traveler. Of all the people to get caught by... We have to go save him right now.
Mais où tu vas aller partir le sauver? Tu sais même pas où il est.
Paimon, I promise you, we are with you all the way.
I get how you feel. I do. But it's gonna take more than strong emotions to take down an enemy like Dottore. What we need now is more information.
Right. We can't even guarantee he's still at his research center. Before we can think about mounting a rescue operation, we need to confirm the Traveler's location.
Comment vous comptez faire ça?
I'll find a way.
Merci pour la réponse
Paimon
directe.
knows, but... She's so scared. If anything happens to the Traveler...
Allez, Paimon, ne t'inquiète pas. Il est le personnage principal du jeu. À part si Genshin a décidé de changer de personnage principal.
He feels pain and bleeds just like anyone else.
Humain, c'est pas sûr. Mais ce que je suis... Ah!
Then think things through before you stick your neck out. Unless you want to lose your head.
Sandrone.
Salut, Sandro.
Miss Sandrone, you're okay?
Put the stuff over there. And be gentle with it.
Elle a ramené quoi?
Am I okay? As you can see, I've had to move my whole livelihood out of the Experimental Design Bureau. It's been swallowed up by Dottore's energy field. If I'd left it any longer, I probably would have gotten stuck there. Ugh. Dottore always goes a little loco when he finds a shiny new toy. Not that he'd ever admit that. But this time, he's gone full psycho.
Il a toujours été psycho. Il a toujours été fou. Paimon, c'est bon, tu peux arrêter de pleurer.
Just go ahead and cry already.
Je pense exactement comme Sandrone.
Oh, Paimon.
Sandrone a perdu Colombina. Donc, essaye de faire quelque chose au lieu de
Let it
pleurer.
all out. There's no shame in it. When you're overwhelmed by fear and despair, crying can help get it out of your system. You'll feel better for it.
Okay then, while the baby of the group is having a moment, how about the grown-ups get to work? Give me your hand.
You've made a discovery?
Polonia, scan.
Analyser quoi? Ah, analyser ces mecs qui sont infectés par l'abysse, non?
You, hand, now.
Scan quoi?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask, my lady.
Tu penses que c'est vraiment le moment de faire des blagues comme ça? Ils ont mal traduit en français. Si c'était en anglais, ça donne, je crois, ça donne plutôt l'impression qu'il demande Flint, qu'elle demande Flint en mariage. Mais elle analyse quoi?
Curses! You're next, then you.
Pendant qu'il examine tous ceux qui ont participé au combat contre...
You son of a... He's done something to us. Everyone who entered his research center has been implanted with some sort of curse.
Ah bon?
I don't feel anything unusual at the moment. Does that mean it hasn't activated yet? Is there a way to figure out its purpose and what might trigger it?
My best guess is Dottore created it using the moon goddess's powers. 1 second, analyzing. Ugh! That friggin' maniac!
C'est elle seule qui comprend Pylonia ou quoi?
So, what twisted game is he playing this time?
The moment I analyzed the energy composition, some encrypted text appeared in my mind's eye. And when I deciphered it according to the Fatui standard encryption protocol, I got the following message. Feel free to run, or you will perish in nod cry.
Au moins, il a donné un avertissement.
He's mocking us.
Yep, he loves to toy with people.
Attends, est-ce qu'elle est connectée directement à Pylonia?
There might be more to it.
Parce qu'elle comprend Pylonia sans parler. Donc, est-ce qu'elle est peut-être connectée directement à Pylonia?
But I didn't detect any murderous intent or malice either in the message or the curse's energy. As if this is him at his least malicious.
Or perhaps all people are cowards in his eyes. Maybe he thinks the threat alone will be effective.
What a despicable person. And he has the Traveler in his grasp.
If I may, as unhinged as Dottore may be, he has always exercised great patience with the objects of his interest.
Désolé, mais je sais pas comment ça se traduit ça en français. S'ils avaient remplacé ayant par deux. Mais ici, ça donne l'impression qu'ils nous traitent comme un objet.
He said, "This world is, on the whole, an exceedingly dull place. But at least there are a few intriguing features, such as the gods or the traveler."
Il a dit ça?
Presumably, they interest him because they're unknown quantities. He wants to understand as much as he can about them.
En gros, c'est un psycho.
Agreed. The Traveler is Tevat's fourth descender. All Harbingers are aware of this. Since Dottore took such pains to capture the Traveler, he is unlikely to kill him right away.
Okay, but we still have to do that rescue operation. Of course. I also think we need to read between the lines with Dottore's message. If he's encouraging us to run, that means we mustn't leave Nodcry under any circumstances. My guess is, his curse will only trigger if we leave.
Bien, il fait de... comment on appelle ça? Le truc inversé. De la psychologie inversée. C'est qui a la porte cette fois?
We've
Durine!
discovered multiple energy fields. Albedo is still attempting to analyze their structure. he told me to report back first. Each field is slowly growing, swallowing up more of the surrounding area in the process. And the pace of their expansion has increased since we first examined them. He's probably trying to swallow Nodcry whole.
Mais pour emmener notre travail où? Il veut emmener ça où, mais il veut juste transformer ça en énergie ou quelque chose comme ça.
His nefarious ambition knows no bounds. If this continues, the whole of Tevat will be in trouble, not just Nodcry.
The loss of Colombina could not have come at a worse time. Do we think she's truly gone for good?
No.
She entered the space beyond the Moon Gate, knowing what became of Rerir and Thalindus. I'm sorry, but I fear the odds aren't good.
Don't be ridiculous. If I know her, she's busy finding a way back as we speak just so she can annoy me.
Colombina, première fan.
Whatever has become of her, the fact remains that we are two comrades short on the eve of a decisive battle.
We need to find out the Traveler's location. But there is also other work to be done.
Agreed. Whatever Dottore is planning, we have to get the local populace somewhere safe. So, as well as a rescue mission, we have to organize a mass evacuation at the same time.
It would be best if someone could approach leaders of neighboring nations and negotiate emergency asylum for Nodcry's inhabitants. Can anyone handle that?
Snezhnaya is one option. I'll see what I can do.
This would be so much easier if the Traveler was here. No! Stop thinking like that, Paimon. Paimon will join you. She's
Allez,
pretty well
Paimon, tu
connected
peux,
thanks to the Traveler.
tu peux le faire.
Maybe it'll come in handy. Either way, that's what the Traveler would do if he was here.
J'aime ces écrans de chargement. On est de retour avec Bina.
Back here again. That gravitational force that pulled me back. Is this where it came from? When I saw that memory of Moon Prayer Night, I think I influenced reality. Was it just a coincidence? Or... if only I could have sent the others some kind of warning on Moon Prayer Night. Maybe we could have stopped Dottore.
Mais est-ce que ça aurait vraiment changé ta situation?
I feel so heavy. Does entering that space consume a lot of energy? Well, even so, I have to keep moving forward. Back to emptiness and silence again. I should try and find my way back
Ouais,
inside
ça, ce
that
sont
memory.
les structures qu'on trouve dans les hyperboréens, dans le peuple de la Lune. Donc, elles font quoi là?
The entrance from last time isn't showing up. What am I missing? Looks like I need to gather these scattered fragments.
Ok. Mais c'est quoi ce truc?
It It worked. Hopefully I can stay inside for a bit longer this time.
Cette fois, nous sommes à quel moment?
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
What? This doesn't look like Moon Prayer Night.
Extra, extra! Latest issue of the Nasha Express!
I don't think I've ever been here. Maybe this space isn't comprised of my memories after all. There aren't any festive decorations
Ou bien ça
around.
l'emmène juste dans des
Is this
moments du
Nasha
passé.
Town after Moon Prayer Night ended? Did Dotori's plan not affect the town? Or is no one aware of what happened because he used the Three Moons' authority?
Je dois partir où ça?
Let me see if I can influence anyone else.
So, what do we do next?
Wait, that voice. Paimon?
The
à
most
quel moment?
important thing right now is to find that mage.
Oh, c'est quand Colombina était invisible, non?
Lauma, the Traveler, and Mr. Varga are here too.
Juste quand il s'apprêtait à partir trouver Nicole.
I'd better go pay the Fatui a visit.
Avant de passer au dialogue suivant, il avait trouvé quelque chose de bizarre dans cette quête au moment précédent. Il a dit qu'il a senti quelqu'un le tapoter sur l'épaule. Au Colombina n'a pas tapoté sur l'épaule quand on a vu ça dans la quête précédente. Elle est juste passée à travers. Donc, théorie peut-être c'est cette Colombina qui lui a tapoté l'épaule. Ou bien juste je me fais des histoires. Je savais c'était le cas. Je savais. Désolé si j'ai crié dans vos oreilles. J'ai trouvé ce moment bizarre. Colombina lui avait pas tapoté sur l'épaule quand il était en fantôme. Mais il a dit qu'il a senti quelqu'un lui tapoter sur l'épaule. Donc c'est cette Colombina qui lui a tapoté sur l'épaule.
I made contact. It's me, Colombina.
Traveler?
Let's go! This is no time to be spacing out!
Huh? Wait a moment.
Oui, tu as déjà vu cette scène.
Before. This is what happened when I disappeared. I stood right over there, thinking that no one would ever find me again. It was only when he called my name that I decided to follow them. But did he turn around because he sensed my touch just now?
Tout revient en boucle.
Is it
J'aime
really
les trucs comme
possible
ça.
that from in here, I can change the past? If I keep following them, maybe...
Ça va te rappeler.
Gravity again. Every time I influence reality within that space, this force intervenes and pulls me back. It's as if it's trying to stop me from leaving. I'm getting weaker and weaker. I'll just have to try another approach next time. Come on, Colombina. Keep going. You have to tell everyone what happened.
Oh, la fleur a coulé.
Suddenly, I've been plunged into darkness. It feels strange, as if something has grabbed hold of me. Is Torii now powerful enough to interfere with space itself?
Look at you, standing so still in total silence. I almost didn't recognize you. Hello there, traveler.
Oh. Voici les essences lunaires, non, c'est comme ça s'appelle en français. Ça, c'est ce qu'il y avait à l'Erkino, ça c'est ce qu'on avait à l'intérieur. Donc ça, c'est ce qu'il a fabriqué.
He seems to be in a good mood. Wait, what's that behind him?
Ah, so you noticed. This is the completed trilune. 2 primordial moon marrows and 1 artificial specimen. You are wary of it. Good. Maintain that reverence. You performed well in that recent battle. Brave and reckless as always.
Il va nous taper la tête avec ce truc.
Courage is the sign of a true hero, and impulsiveness is the hallmark of those who strive to advance. I say this not to belittle you. Most creatures are far more timid by comparison.
Timoré. Je connaissais pas ce mot.
Three moon marrows? Does that mean the artificial one is now complete too?
Well spotted. What do you think? For a replica I built myself, I dare say it looks the part.
Non. Non. Ça ressemble pas à une vraie.
Are you planting illusions in my mind?
I have no interest in fooling your eyes. On the contrary, I hope to show you the true essence of all that you see before you. Is this not a beautiful city? People live in peace and find joy in their work. The streets are safe. People can even leave their doors unlocked at night. You might say it is the Elysium everyone dreams of. All available data indicates your values and worldview conform with the mainstream. This kind of society should be quite to your taste.
False beauty is deceitful. Lies are to no one's taste.
I wonder, is it your moral standards that are too high, or your expectations of reality? Answer me this. If someone existed in a sweet dream from the moment they were born, a dream in which they never once felt pain, which do you think they would consider superior? The dream or the reality?
En vrai, ça dépend de la personne. Il y a des personnes qui sont assez courageuses pour essayer de transformer la réalité en ce rêve.
That's pure sophistry. It has nothing to do with your actions.
Il a beaucoup d'énergie aujourd'hui, notre MC.
You have yet to understand all of this for what it really is.
What do you want from me?
You sound impatient. Do you think the only reason I'm keeping you is because I want something from you?
Évidemment.
If it's not, then why haven't you killed me yet? No one can stop you if you're as powerful as a god.
I'm delighted you recognize that fact. I believe we last squared off in Sumeru. Ah, the memories. How time flies. You and I have both grown. I'm not surprised that Arlecchino and Sandrone worked with you. You've always a way of slowly but surely ingratiating yourself with all levels of society.
J'ai l'impression qu'il semble venir à quelque chose maintenant.
People laud you as a hero, but I suspect There's more to it than that. Oh, but to be clear, I don't say that to flatter you.
Do you always give your opponent an appraisal before you deal the final blow?
Call it a long-time habit. I'm a researcher, and one of my duties is to give an objective assessment of my subjects. But you misunderstand. We are not opponents. Not at this moment. I just want to talk. Think back to Tartaglia, Arlecchino, Capitano, Colombina, and now even Sandrone.
Capitano! C'est vrai qu'on est amis avec beaucoup d'Avengers. Si on compte Scaramouche, que tout le monde a oublié.
You've worked with each of them in the past. I believe you can work with me as well.
Toi, tu n'es pas pareil. Ne te compare pas du tout à eux. Ne te compare pas du tout à nos
What
amis.
makes you so sure?
Well, why not? Should the good associate only with the good and the bad befriend only the bad? I like to think we could have a more mature relationship than that. Surely you don't think all your relationships are grounded in friendship or shared ideals? People come together because it benefits them to do so. If you think of the people you admire, you must surely admit that they have provided some benefit to you.
Oui. Mais c'est parce qu'il y avait une relation qui était basée sur la confiance.
Morality, ambition, dreams. People have plenty
Maintenant,
of
tu
words to
marches à
embellish
l'envers.
the nature of their relationships. But once you break free from those ethical frameworks, you will see that the only thing connecting the two of you is mutual benefit.
Juste une capture d'écran. C'est quoi la capture d'écran déjà? Bref. Non, c'est pas ça. Ok.
And that is what I'd like to talk to you about.
We're finally getting into it. He's probably been planning to kidnap me for a long time now.
Oui, on aimerait le savoir aussi.
He has the authority of all three moons. I won't be able to gain the upper hand in a fight. Best if I pretend that I'm willing to negotiate for now.
Quelque chose me dit qu'il entend ce qu'on pense.
You say you're a god, but you also speak of mutual benefit. What could a god want that the three moons cannot provide?
Excellent question. But before I answer, I would ask you the same thing.
Ne dites pas qu'il a notre vaisseau. Quelque chose me dit qu'il a notre vaisseau.
Gaining Colombina's allegiance was a rare and extraordinary feat. But the Moon Marrows are now in my hands, and I have the edge over her. For this artificial moon is not being rejected by Tevat. Her identity and lineage may have been a thing of glory in the old world, but they were also shackles that prevented her from ever integrating into Tevat. I, on the other hand, you may view me as a thief, but I have overcome that limitation. So what is it that the Three Moons cannot grant you? What stops you from negotiating with me to get what you want?
Quoi?
I don't make deals with lying psychopaths.
C'est ce que j'ai
That's
dit.
quite an accusation. Are you expecting me to get angry with you? Well, this is one aspect in which my personal growth has served me well. In the past, my less mature self might have been disappointed, perhaps even angry, over a small setback like this. Like when you and Lesser Lord Kusanali joined forces to oppose me, for example. But things are different now. Just as the rich do not quibble with the poor, I no longer find myself perturbed by these trivial affairs. Human relationships end with conflicts of emotions and interests. But relations between humans and gods are different. And ours is even more unique.
Qu'est-ce que tu entends par là, notre
I have
cher
ascended to
Docteur
the
Plan?
highest heights and laid claim to unprecedented horizons. And you were no ordinary person to begin with.
Il nous a fait asseoir.
Allow me to show you the world, Descender.
C'est pas son objectif. Il n'arrive pas à le cerner. Mais j'ai l'impression qu'il y a des chances qu'il a notre vaisseau.
To stand, walk, jump, sit, and lie down. These are the most common of behaviors. Have you ever wondered why we were born following such laws? Who stipulated that we could not fly instead of walk?
La réponse logique serait les dieux. Je peux pas l'attaquer? Je cherche à l'attaquer.
Someone of your talent and experience must surely know of the 4 great rulers who serve the heavenly principles. They govern life, death, time, and space. One wounded by a blade will die from blood loss or infection, and one who falls into a lake will drown in agony. The elderly wallow in solitude, and the solitary age faster. Eventually, new life is born, only to embark on the same path of suffering. These 4 divisions anchor the world and shackle those who live in it. But they themselves transcend its boundaries, squandering the power bestowed by the heavens. All who live yearn for equality, but unless the gods prostrate themselves and profess that they are mere servants of the living, equality can never exist. Who makes the rules we must live by? Who has the right to restrict us?
Donnez-moi 2 secondes.
The limits of the body can be
C'est quoi ça?
rejected.
Hein? Je vais pas utiliser ça pour le moment. Et ceci va envoyer un qui est trop fort qu'on va pas pouvoir tuer. Et lui va nous forcer à utiliser son pouvoir. Mais c'est moi, il n'attaque pas. Sa vie est remontée.
How does it feel to be among those with absolute power? You cannot conceive the extent to which your flesh.
Et si tu me laissais te découper juste un peu? Et puis on va continuer à parler après. Mais tu veux quoi à la fin? Tu parles trop franchement. Tu parles beaucoup trop.
How narrow-minded we all were in the past. Why Why should the final answer of the world not be the power that predates those of life, death, time, and space? The power of the Trilune. Through it,
La dernière fois, tu as parlé de raison aussi. Pourquoi tu nous en parles pas maintenant encore?
Souls controlled. You know, I heard recently that a group of critics reviewed countless stories and drew an interesting conclusion. They found that it is more often than not the villains who strive tirelessly to push the boundaries of progress. In fact, long before this, someone voiced a similar idea in an academia editorial. I felt a great affinity with this perspective. I have never been afraid to step up and play the role of the villain.
Tu n'as pas besoin de jouer. C'est déjà ta personnalité d'être le vilain.
Fanatics are trampled down for their transgressions, and those who transcend are rebuked for their audacity. And so, the majority of creatures are too timid to follow my lead. But all sacrifices made during my experiments have been worthwhile, as you can now see. I can offer you something new, something unique, precisely because I am a villain. Think about it. We are eternally bound through mutual interest. Can you truly say you would never turn to malice if it could give you the life you dream of? After all, what value do perfection and purity really have? They are fragile and feeble things, utterly tedious. I say, better to be governed by a flawed humanity than a gnosis. The true seeker of knowledge is the villain who undergoes countless tribulations in pursuit of their goal.
Autant changer des personnalités pleines de défauts. Gnosis. Véritable chercheur de savoir et l'antagoniste qui endure d'innombrables épreuves de son
I'm sure
propre chef.
many people have told you that you're different.
Because I'm a descender?
Exactly. Very clever.
But what has that got to do with you?
Oui, on aimerait le savoir.
I do
Tu
not
parles
conceal
beaucoup
my
trop.
wicked deeds, my selfish desires, or my greed. A true researcher must act as I do if they are to understand and speak of the truth. And yet, a knowledge seeker like myself will inevitably grow tired of studying Tavat beyond a point. You have traveled to all corners of the world and met many people. Along the way, there have been moments when you were misunderstood or even became a wanted criminal. And all the while, you have spent your days doing some of the most mundane jobs in the world. You fight and toil, claim minuscule rewards from my friend Pantalone, then you fight some more, winning some battles and losing others as your search goes on. And this cycle continues. With
Là, les
no
requêtes de
end
la
in
guilde des
sight.
aventuriers.
Surely you must sometimes grow weary of being stuck in this same loop day
Attends, il
after
nous
day.
parle des Daily Commission. Est-ce qu'il nous parle directement à nous comme ça?
Completely different. I embrace everything that life throws at me. I am engaged in every step of my journey.
How does that make us different? I too embrace what life brings, researching everything that interests me. Think of all the novel things I've managed to create, like the artificial moon marrow. Don't you see? As unique a specimen as she was, even Colombina is not irreplaceable.
Take that back. She's gone because
Il est en
of your
colère.
actions.
I didn't say that to anger you. Though admittedly, I don't see what there is to be angry about. Anything Colombina could do for you, I can do better.
Mais tu n'es pas Colombina. N'essaie pas du tout de remplacer Colombina. On veut juste Colombina et toi on te veut dans une tombe.
I know what your ultimate goal is. You wish to walk the path your sister walked and seek answers from her at the end of that journey, don't you?
Someone like you could never understand what it feels like to care about another person.
Perhaps not. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I could find your sister right now, bring her before you, and make her give you the answers you seek.
Don't be so presumptuous. You'll never begin to understand the situation between us.
Oh, no. This is no presumption. I'm only offering what I know is possible with the power of the Triloon. But it seems like you would sooner continue with your journey through this world. Why? Do you truly desire this journey? Or is it simply a necessary process from which you cannot escape? Think of all the time and energy you have spent, everything you've had to endure just to make it this far. Is this really what you want? Or has your hand been forced by the promise of that final answer? Yes, you have made many friends. But do they ever spare a thought for the void in your heart and what it yearns for?
Ça me fait penser à l'édit où on montre le travailleur, les gens qui aident tout le monde, mais peu lui donne des réponses.
What you want is not friends. It is family. But do they know this? I, on the other hand, am far more considerate. Join my experiment, and in return, I will bring your meaningless journey and all its struggles to an end.
This is a malicious attempt to manipulate me. But at the same time, he's stating some very human truths.
Il est en train de le manipuler.
Of course he's right about my predicament. How can I deny it? I have faced ungrateful strangers, never-ending troubles, an endless quest for answers.
Mais
I want to see her. After everything I've been through, words can't describe how much I miss her. How much I want to be reunited with her. Wherever you are right now. Do you miss me too?
Oh!
All right, everyone. Our next mission is clear. We need to contact all the major organizations, explain the situation to the public, and then begin the evacuation.
Et si on va rencontrer Ilogan.
Miss Lauma, I will leave Hisi Island and Nasha Town in your hands. I will liaise with the Fatui and Pyramida.
Agreed. We will reach out to Natlan and Snezhnaya. Anyone found north of the Experimental Design Bureau should follow the Fatui to Snezhnaya. As for those dwelling south of that line, I will ask the Voynich Guild to help persuade them to leave. Then I, Mr. Varka, and the Frostmoon Scions will escort them to Natlan.
The Voynich Guild has dealings with the Curatorium of Secrets. I will send them a letter vouching for your credibility. Yehoda, you should help Lauma. This is too big of a task for one person.
My wish has come true. You're willingly lending me your most capable employee for the day.
Well, good for you if all this only takes a day. Of course, if it takes any longer, I'll be charging a
boss, wait! Don't I get a
No.
say in this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Something to add, Yehoda?
Well, no one's more important to me than you, boss. And remember how Lauma healed your eyes after that big battle? I think that's worth at least 2 or 3 days' work for the Frostmoon Scions.
Are you completely incapable of acting in your own self-interest? Or do you simply devalue your own labor?
Are you sure you don't want to come with us?
Who will see to our other work if we're all busy evacuating residents? Sandrone insists that Colombina is still alive, and we have a traveler to rescue. There's much to be done.
But boss, I'm just worried that...
Well, Nefer, I'll link up with you once my tasks are complete.
What makes you think I'd need you to do that?
I'll need it. And considering the way you approach certain matters, I think you'll be better off with me present.
That's quite enough. Just focus on your work first.
I bet we're in for an uphill battle here. But we can help out too. Inefa and I are gonna help Nasha Town's residents carry their stuff.
Loading schedule. Store essential local research data and technology samples, then escort the people to Natlan. Understood. I will execute this to the best of my abilities.
Great stuff. Thank you, ladies.
I've contacted the Lightkeepers. A colleague of mine will join us shortly. I will persuade them to conduct a thorough search of the region to ensure that no civilians get left behind.
As for me, I guess I'll be making an early return to Sumeru. I think it's important that someone informs the Dendro Archon of what's going on in Notcry.
Roger that. Someone should inform Mondstadt, too. Mr. Duran, can I trust you to handle that? I think you fly faster than any of us can run.
Oui, on l'a bien vu dans la quête.
As an added
Pour ceux qui l'ont vu.
incentive, get there fast enough and I'll see about getting your gliding exam waived.
Si tu fais ça avec tes grands V, je pourrais peut-être te dispenser l'examen.
Really?
Oh.
Ha! Mission accepted, sir.
Juré, tu es un peu trop innocent.
I intend to stay behind and help Miss Sandrone with her research. She has some alchemy-related questions that she'd like me to explore.
She recognizes your expertise, then. I wish you a fruitful collaboration.
Thank you. In truth, I was surprised to hear her express an interest in subject matter outside of machines.
I believe she has been investigating some Fontanian technology recently. She made a point of bringing the relevant materials with her when she left the Experimental Design Bureau. She's sorting through everything in her room as we speak.
I should mention that we have one other friend who isn't present. He hasn't made his position in all of this clear. But if we know anything about him, he's likely investigating on his own.
Paimon's been very quiet today, but I know how close she and the Traveler are with the Natlanese. She should come with us to the border.
Okay. Paimon will do her best.
Make sure to heed Sandrone's warning. Many of us have been cursed by Dottore. As such, under no circumstances should anyone cross national borders. Remain within Nodcry. That aside, personally I have faith in Colombina. Things look grim, sure, but who knows how it'll play out. Same goes for rescuing the Traveler. Both of them are important allies and friends. We'll be counting on you to gather intel on them, Miss Nefer.
Ah, wonderful.
Oh, Nicole! Oh, donc c'est son thème, cette musique.
Voice again. Nicole? Whoa, that was loud. And it came out of nowhere. So mysterious.
Est-ce que Inefa peut entendre? C'est pas comme si elle a une pensée, non?
Sorry. This is the only way I can speak to you all right now. Please accept my apology. We're still facing quite a catastrophe here.
J'ai
at the
pas vu
world's
ce qui est
borders.
passé.
Alice has roped in every Hexen Circle member she can get a hold of. Except for me. She told me I had to come and help you all out as a matter of urgency. I quote, "You love talking, don't you? Well, now it's finally your time to shine. Take these. Make sure the whole party gets one each. You'll be in charge of making sure everyone stays connected."
Il y avait quelque chose, mais j'ai pas vu.
Is this a Dodo communication device?
Oui, mais il a des ailes.
Scanning. Unknown device. Analyzing. Unknown device. Conclusion. Cute. Affirmative. It is cute and good. I believe that I quite like it.
This is no ordinary Dodo communication device. It's my very own special modified version, specifically... Oh, sorry. I almost went off on another tangent there. Anyway, help yourselves. It will allow us to communicate over long distances within Nodcry. No more worrying about shuttling messages back and forth.
What astounding technology. Am I right in assuming that it relies on your personal abilities to function, Miss
Yes, exactly. Right on cue, Albedo. I'd love to brag to you all about how it all works. But no, next time. Anyway, I'll be right with you all, serving as a communication hub. That's all from me.
Donc,
Head
on va
off as soon
servir
as you're ready.
une
I'll
sorte
be
de
staying here to
centre
keep watch,
téléphonique.
and I'll be sending you my blessings.
Donc ça, c'est les zones qui étaient enveloppées. Ah, j'ai pas eu le temps de voir. Contacter les Lightkeepers. Iluga! C'est Iluga!
Ah, Sir Flint. Perfect timing. I just arrived myself. You are most considerate, Master Ilua. But in
Ilua.
fact, I know you have been sitting here for quite some time.
L'appel jeune maître.
If you saw me, why didn't you say something? I was curious to see how long you could sit still for. Also, shouldn't you have managed to sense me approaching?
That would be a first. You always seem to appear out of thin air without making a peep. Also, how many times do I have to tell you not to address me as master? I don't qualify.
I beg to differ. Why should a young man so well versed in social graces as
Donc c'est
yourself
juste
not be
un
worthy
surnom
of that title?
qu'il lui a donné.
Please, Lord Flint's... Sir Flint's. I'm begging you, don't flatter me into complacency like you do with everyone else.
You understand me better than most. My newest acquaintances tell me I love complimenting others. What do you think?
Oui, c'est le cas. Plus que complimenter, tu fais des remarques assez
I
spéciales.
think they don't understand why you do it. You just love puffing people up till they're a big, happy ball of hot air that floats away into the sky.
In all sincerity, I can only hope that they bring good tidings when they come back down to Earth.
Is the situation that bad?
We just held a strategy meeting. Let me fill you in.
In short, we need everyone gone from Pyramida. We also need a team of Lightkeepers to scour the more remote regions of Nodcry for civilians to evacuate.
I only hope we have enough personnel.
We do. Old man Nikita will definitely help.
Cette
We
fois,
can
c'est qui
recall
Nikita?
anyone out on patrol to focus on this instead.
Good. I'm sure you and the others will make short work of this. Now, don't forget, once you've completed this task, make sure you and the rest of the team evacuate to either Snezhnaya or Natlan as well.
Flint's?
If you've got something to say, Master Ilua, why not guess what I'm thinking right now?
You mentioned that you have something else to deal with later. How difficult is it going to be?
J'aime bien sa cicatrice qui dépasse.
I doubt it will be easy.
I know you're a Lightkeeper, and it's your duty to protect others in times of crisis. But I have a feeling that you'll be walking into grave danger. However bad things have gotten in the past, Nodcry has never faced a mass evacuation before. But from the sounds of it, you don't intend to come with us. I don't mean to pry, and it's probably none of my business. But whatever it is you're intending, you don't have to go through with it, you know.
I've been afflicted with some sort of curse, and I'm told it may well trigger if I set foot outside of Nodcry. As such, I cannot leave.
J'ai l'impression qu'il tient beaucoup à Flint.
What? No. Why? Why would anyone want to curse you?
There are plenty of people out there willing to trample over others in pursuit of their own goals.
Frankly, Sir Flint, I am furious. You're making light of what is an incredibly serious situation.
Il est petit par rapport à Flint. Mais quoi, il est un peu plus grand que les personnages comme Bennett, non?
Indeed, I am.
And what? I told you, I'm furious about this.
Oh, son pull est ça, moche.
Nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. Things happen, and we just have to deal with them. If you find yourself feeling angry, perhaps start by drinking a big glass of water.
Hey, you mean you're completely unmoved by my anger?
Then allow me to express my sincerest regret. Come by the lighthouse sometime. We'll catch ourselves a few fish, have a little barbecue, play some cards, and bask in the sun.
Maybe I need to spell this out. Lean in a little, Flint.
Oh my, this doesn't bode well.
Word is that you were caught up in a real horror show recently. People were amazed that you returned safe and sound. They've been debating whether you're even human.
I've returned safe and sound from plenty of crises. When you say people, do you mean other people? Or do you just mean you?
J'ai l'impression qu'ils ont une relation assez spéciale depuis longtemps.
Fine. I'll be frank. You're not human, are you?
Heavens. Now that's a horrifying thought.
You know what? Forget it. We'll revisit this once it's all over.
A sound plan. Albeit a little ominous sounding.
Just promise me you'll come back in one piece, all right?
For you, Master Ilua. How could I refuse? Also, please pass my regards on to our colleagues. Tell them, thank you all for your assistance. Please put safety first as you proceed with the operation.
Je me demande s'il y a quelque chose de spécial avec cette animation. Parce que quoi, on a vu deux fleurs différentes, et puis pendant un moment, on a vu une fleur couler. Ok, je dois les ramasser.
This should do it. The last two times I tried to influence reality in this space,
Cette fois, c'est
it
où?
consumed a lot of Kuvaki.
J'ai pas l'impression de reconnaître.
Careful this time. I need to leave key clues behind using less power. I hope everyone still remembers what I said on Moon Prayer Night.
J'ai pas l'impression de reconnaître aussi. Attends, c'est pas la chambre de Heather à l'hôtel? Me dites pas, il y a un moment où ils ont interagi dans les quêtes précédentes. Ça, c'est la musique de son drone.
Nothing here either.
Elle est dans le présent cette fois?
Ah, Miss Nefer.
What are you doing here?
Bonne question.
I just spoke with Itlua about arrangements for the search and came for a walk nearby. As for you, why would... Huh. It appears we think along similar lines, and neither of us likes to accept things at face value.
As well as figuring out how to gather intel on the Traveler, I wanted to confirm some of my own suspicions.
Oh. Serais-tu assez aimable pour nous en faire part?
We'll need to bring a lot of force to bear against Ettore, even if we're only looking to rescue the Traveler. We can't leave anything to chance. You don't think Colombina perished either, do you?
Même si je l'avais pas vu, j'aurais pas cru.
I'm merely considering the possibility that she survived, just as you are. How much can we really know about a deity like her anyway?
Do you remember what she said on Moon Prayer Night? About using moonlight to send messages to us?
Of course. I think that's why we're both here.
Where have you checked so far?
I've been focusing on the outdoors. Anywhere the moonlight shines. I checked most of Nasha Town, but didn't find anything.
I checked the Curatorium of Secrets, and a few rooms where I thought I might find some leads. But no luck here either. The only places I haven't looked yet are the rooms in the flagship. But process of elimination isn't the only thing that brought me here.
Oh, really? What's your other reason?
Que c'est ici Heather dormait?
After all that build-up, our mystery ally never showed up even once.
Oh, je me rappelle! Quand on cherchait les livres dans la caverne de Flint, il y a des livres qui bougeaient tout seuls. Et c'était pas elle par hasard. Ah! C'est trop intéressant.
Am I imagining things? Come on, let's see what's going on.
Oh no. I knocked over a vase as soon as I came in. It must have been caused by a Kuvaki fluctuation when I entered the space.
La manière dont ils ont tout mis en boucle, c'est vraiment passionnant.
Although, it seems like I'm not about to be pulled away this time. It looks like as long as I'm careful with my actions, it doesn't count as influencing reality. Anyway, is this the flagship? The traveler mentioned that's where he was staying. I only went into the lobby last time, so I've never actually been here before. How does this space work? If nothing else, I can now be sure that it is not simply memory. He mentioned where his room was. I think it's this one.
Et ils vont rentrer par là. Oui.
The door is closed. But if this is anything like when I disappeared, then maybe... I'm in. He and Paimon aren't here at the moment. I hope he's okay. I wonder what happened to him after that battle with Dottore. Best not to dwell on that for now. I need to try and leave them some clues. Please, Traveler. I really hope you find this.
Huh. Just a cat.
Nothing else here strikes me as noteworthy.
Didn't you stay here for a couple of nights once?
Before Rerir showed himself, yes. It's also where the Traveler and I first met.
Did you notice anything unusual during your stay?
I remember thinking how much noisier the flagship is at night compared to the graveyard. The Traveler and Paimon were most congenial neighbors.
This is where they've been staying, yes? Over here?
That's right.
I wouldn't usually condone breaking and entering, but we can make it up to them later.
Focus now. I have to write a message on the wall using Kuvaki, just like I said on Moon Prayer Night. Simply open your windows on nights when the moon shines bright, and the moonlight will naturally flow towards the words I have written.
Même si c'est pas la même situation, c'est une bonne idée.
Here goes. I'll need to carefully control my strength.
Oh! Maintenant appuyez pour maintenir le pouvoir dans la zone cible pendant que vous écrivez. Ah, je dois maintenir. Comme ça retourne facilement en arrière. Et la zone devient plus petite. Ok, on a réussi.
There's a noise outside the door. Is he back? Please, you have to see these words.
Hein? Ils sont pas dans le même temps.
Well, do you sense anything?
Oh, elle était... Je me dis peut-être elle était sûrement un peu dans le passé, un peu plus tôt.
Unfortunately, no.
Ça commence à me mélanger la tête.
And this place was our last chance.
Not
Observez mieux.
necessarily. We've only looked in Nasha
Observez
town so
mieux.
far. Miss Colombina said she would leave messages at her friends' dwellings. It's still worth checking where Miss Lauma lives and where I live.
Je n'ai jamais parti chez toi.
Let's try and make some time to look into those then.
Quoi?
Wait.
C'est bon, bien, c'est devenu un peu plus clair.
What are you waiting for?
Paimon might have overeaten slightly. What's that look for? This is a victory feast. It's normal to eat a little more than usual.
Oh, elle est bien dans le passé, je me disais bien.
The traveler in Paimon. It's really you. But why are they talking about
Ils sont
a
à quel
victory
moment?
feast?
Huh. You worried Paimon sick while you were out there fighting Rare Ear. So this is your chance to make it up to her, alright?
Oh, c'est après le combat contre Ré.
Wait. So this is the night after the battle against Rare Ear. How did I end up here? That's quite a long time ago now. Wait. Time.
Istaroth.
That's it. Every time I've entered reality within this space, it's been at an earlier point in time. Every one of those points has been before I fell into the moon's reflection. And everything I've done to affect reality really did happen in the past. Does this mean that within the moon's reflection, time flows backwards? Starting from the moment I fell in?
Oh. Oh, peut-être c'est pas Istaroth qui agit directement, mais qu'elle avait un effet sur cet endroit.
Not long till Moon Prayer Night now. It's gonna be even livelier than tonight. Although, it's gonna be sad saying goodbye to the damselette. She seems like a really nice person.
Paimon. No, I can't. Even if I make contact, they probably won't understand what's going on.
Mais tu peux les guider à ton message, non?
And in any case, I'll likely get pulled away again if I do. Instead, I have to find a way to get them to notice what I've written using the moonlight. Wait, Even I hadn't thought of doing that before Moon Prayer Night. They'd never conceive of that possibility. Is there truly no other way?
Don't lose heart. We'll find a way somehow.
Huh?
Oh, you say that, but the Frost Moon is beyond the fall sky. If we wanted to go visit her, how would we make it through to the other side?
We might not have all the answers now, but I'm sure we'll find a way one day.
Huh. Guess someone's gotta be the optimist.
The present. The future.
Il veut water dans l'eau. C'est quoi ça disait déjà? Le futur reflète le passé.
That's right. There are still things I can do.
What's your plan?
Flins, when you were staying next door, did you ever open the window?
No. The rooms here are dark and damp, and there's such a buildup of dust on the windows that the moonlight can't even get in. I didn't think it was worth the trouble.
The moonlight.
Ah, I think I see where you're going.
On va nettoyer les fenêtres un peu.
One moment. I'll see if the owner is available.
Don't bother. Time is of the essence.
On va casser. Oui, elle va juste casser.
Time. Even if no one sees what I've written at this moment, maybe someone will remember what I said after Moon Prayer
Mais
Night.
c'est vraiment incroyable comme ils ont fait faire revenir tout ça, comme ils ont relié. Ils se sont vraiment dépassés sur l'histoire à ce niveau.
And maybe one day.
Huh? What's up with you? You can't even hold your cup steady. Are you kidding?
A little.
Well, you should probably hit the hay then. You've had a really tough couple of days for you.
You truly have. You helped defeat Rerir, helped me reclaim my name, and you helped the others organize Moon Prayer Night. Wherever you are right now, I'm sure you're still fighting against the injustices of fate. This is all I can leave for them. How I wish I could stay here. But it's time for me to go. I hope to see you again in the next time. And if the opportunity presents itself.
Me demande jusqu'à quand elle va remonter.
I will surely return to your side.
Huh.
Colombina. She's alive.
Not only that, but she's left us an entire wall's worth of clues.
Wow, il écrit beaucoup.
She even wrote down what would happen on Moon Prayer Night. It's just a shame we found it too late.
Oui.
I am here. Time in this place flows backwards.
Peut-être ça veut dire que s'ils sont encore vivants, Réry et puis son amoureuse, je me demande où il serait à ce moment.
I am constantly moving forward.
It sounds like she's found a way to influence the past using Kuvaki.
Laissez-moi boire un peu d'eau.
But her future is our past.
So, these words have been here ever since we defeated the Ray hero Solnari. We just never discovered them. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Do you ever mull over questions like that?
Only when I'm in a good mood and at leisure.
Well, I never do. Everything that has happened already belongs to the realm of fact. As a business person, and especially an intel broker, what I do is extrapolate from those facts to try and read the future.
An admirable philosophy.
It's a means of survival. Let's go. We have a wall's worth of clues to share with the others.
On va avec qui cette fois? Albedo et Sandrone. Oh, calme-toi.
It appears that the doctor's energy signature has changed to something similar to Kuvaki, but not like the Kuvaki we're used to. Nodcry's Kuvaki devices will only have a limited effect on it. I can see why you've chosen to place your hopes in alchemy instead. Also, I must say these books are rather profound.
My subordinates just shipped them in from Fontaine. Some of them are from the Narcissenkreuz Ordo. Some are incident reports from Petrichor, and then there's a few test reports for these junk machines. Additionally, after some further scanning, I've discovered something extremely annoying.
What's that?
Tevat's skies contain multiple moons. A long time ago, when I did my first scan, I
Mais
detected
comment
3,
ça?
just as the legends say.
Mais normalement, c'est la Frost Moon qui est toujours intacte, non? Les deux autres lunes sont pas censées être détruites.
But when I checked again just now, I detected 4 moons.
So there's one extra?
Yeah.
Salut.
Originally, I thought that
Salut,
if I could still
David.
find 3 moons, but then it occurred to me that apart from the frost moon, Tevat's moons are just
Salut, ça va?
husks.
BRB in 5 minutes. Dans 5 minutes. Ça veut dire quoi?
And husks surely shouldn't show up in the scan, since they're not alive. It's weird, isn't it? If we can't even distinguish between a dead and a living moon, how are we supposed to know whether a moon goddess is still alive? Or does this mean that the moon marrows are equivalent to the moons themselves?
Oui, peut-être, puisqu'elles contiennent toujours le pouvoir.
It's certainly possible. In which case, the 4th moon you detected may be Dottores' artificial creation.
So he wasn't bluffing. He really built his own moon marrow. Ugh, I'm so mad right now.
It's easy to get overwhelmed when you have too much on your plate. Maybe you need to relax. Perhaps try going for a walk. Or simply take a few deep breaths.
Nothing can calm me down at a time like this. I need more time, and I need progress.
It's Mr. Flynn's.
I really hate that ringing tone. Ugh. First the four orthants of the Narcissenkreuz, then moon marrows. Now what?
Oh, sorry if we're disturbing you. Might I ask what's troubling you?
What do you want? We're busy.
Are you still at the Curatorium of Secrets?
Yeah. Look, everyone else is still out, so there's no hurry. Plus, I'm busy, so I would appreciate if you gave me some space.
Even though we have crucial intel to share?
Fine, I'm listening.
Do you intend to share it via the Dodo communication device?
Ordinarily, I would, but this is a unique situation. I think it's best that we discuss it in person. See you at the Curatorium.
C'est pas mieux de se retrouver directement dans le bar et ils vont voir le message.
All right then. So, what's the situation?
The rest of the team is still out working on their missions and evacuations, but we've decided to fill you in on the most crucial information first.
Sandrone, you were right. Colombina is most likely still alive.
Elle m'a dit, bien sûr, parce que c'est moi qui l'ai dit. Oh! Ah! Je suis désolé. Elle est vraiment inquiète. Je savais qu'elle était inquiète, mais je m'attendais pas qu'elle montrait. Salut David! Bienvenue sur le stream. Hello! Man, I'm doing fine. What about you?
That's the best news we've received in a while, by a long way.
If you're right, I guess everything fine. Oh, thanks. That's a customizable model I bought on Booth. If you check the bio, you see the name of the one who made the model.
Random locations. Appearing in reverse order? Are you serious? So not dying isn't enough
Yeah,
for the
I
moon
can see
goddess,
that.
huh? She has to show off too.
I can. My accent, my English accent is not really great, but I can answer you. I can answer your message.
Anyway, does this mean we can deduce
But
her
I
condition from the moon
don't
arrows?
know if it be alright for the game.
Miss Androne, there's nothing wrong with simply admitting that you're happy to hear the good news.
I'm not. And she's the least of our problems.
As long as you enjoy yourself, it's okay for me. You can write whatever you want, and I try to answer. Usually I end the stream at how do we say 9 p.m. CET. 9 p.m. CET. But since Genshin quests are really long, I'm planning to finish this act before ending the stream.
If she can't control the flow of time in there, she's just gonna keep moving backwards. Different points in time won't intersect, and she'll never find a way out.
Yes, it's literally my second stream.
Let's say life begins with a drop of water.
I did my first stream
When did time
yesterday,
begin? The moment this planet came
and
into
today
being.
the second one.
No, that's not right. Her final destination would be the moment at which the space she is in was
Thanks.
created.
Oh, you follow it? I didn't receive any notification. Anyway, thanks for following me. I'm really doing for fun. I'm a student and I soon enter professional life though, so I'm doing for fun.
But it doesn't
And we
seem
see
like we can
if in 1
influence
year
that space from
I
the outside
continue
world.
streaming.
So how can we help her?
My goal for now is to not stop streaming.
Now then, allow me to put these incompatible fragments together in your stead. First, establish and verify the existence of the Great Circle. Absolute nihil on one end, absolute reality on the other. Now, search between these two extremes.
C'est quoi?
Then, the
Je suis
construction
complètement
criteria.
perdu.
Variables. The sparks of civilization shall run out unless we consider introducing variables from outside the system. Input variables. Traverse the world, space-time, and civilization. Then extract the essential nodes from the records to determine which variables they point to. The primordial power that differentiated itself from the void. The power of light. Yes, light. Records. Hyperborea. This is horrendously complicated. After all that, I'm still missing a few variables. I need to think this through again. How do you think it looks, Polonia? Like the frenzied scrawlings of a madwoman?
Je suis pas sûr que Lunaire peut te répondre.
Fine, keep it to yourself. It's not like you can talk anyway. I'll assume you gave it a passing grade. I jest. But true madness does often start with trying to save the world. What would Arlecchino and Colombina think if they saw this incomprehensible hen scratch? They'd probably have me institutionalized. So would Rosaline. She's been dead for a while now. When I close my eyes and think back, I can still see her face. And that enormous
Ce
dress
serait
she
trop
used to
bien
wear.
si Rosaline
Such a
revient un jour.
bizarre choice. What possessed her? Oh, and the clack-clack of those heels used to drive me insane. No one's asking me, obviously, but I hope you all know that I never wanted to save the world. I'm not crazy. I don't have delusional ambitions, and that's a clinical fact. The world needs a solution, but I don't need the world's validation. It's the world begging me for answers, not the other way around.
Elle a une haute estime de soi-même. C'est vraiment une bonne chose en vrai. C'est quel document elle doit donner cette fois? Ah ça, c'est pas des documents. Ok. Dum, 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 dum.
Oh, cookies to go with the tea. Let's see. They must be from that person who brought those documents. I see they're from Hotel de Boer. Something's written on the box. We are proud to present this homage to the Fortress of Meropede's fun-filled mill collection system. Fortune cookies. Have a lucky start to your day. Sounds like a dumb gimmick to me.
Forcément pour toi.
Be early to bed and early to rise. Get plenty of sun and drink plenty of water. Then things will
Je me suis
surely
pas
go
rendu
well for
compte, mais
you.
ils sont géants ces gâteaux chinois.
What? Are you kidding me? Somehow I doubt that an early night and a glass of water is magically gonna save a world on the brink of existential peril.
Qui sait?
Lady Arlecchino, word has reached us that Lady Marionette's troops are all in position. They are ready to act as soon as the order is given.
Excellent.
The only thing is, they are fewer in number than we expected. It looks like many of them must have lost their lives at the hand of the monsters released by the Doctor.
Can't be helped. Allow them to join our ranks and keep in contact.
As you wish.
Est-ce que je peux activer ça en même temps? Je fais juste le tour. Eh non, il va pas me laisser
Been a while,
activer.
Arlecchino. You look well.
Tata gars, ça fait longtemps on t'a vu.
Did Dottore really have to build his lab right on the sole path between Snezhnaya and Nodcry?
Had to go on a huge detour to stay out of its line of sight.
Sounds like an arduous journey. I assume you've brought word from Her Majesty?
Of course, all part of the job. Firstly, the Tsaritsa has authorized Fatui Internal Affairs to review Dottore's case. They will reach a formal verdict on whether he has turned traitor and whether he poses a threat to Snezhnaya. While they're working on that, I've been ordered to come and receive the refugees from Nodcry.
They are nearby. My team will escort you to them shortly.
Great. Aside from that, Her Majesty has a message for you and Sandrone personally. Huh? Where is Sandrone?
She stayed behind to work since I was making the trip anyway. It seemed sensible to have one person on standby at base while the other came out to meet you.
All right, guess that's just how she rolls. In that case, tell her that the Tsaritsa's decree this time is pretty awesome sounding. I think she'll like this one. Still, I wonder what... Wait, what's that?
Quoi?
Did one of our troops turn into a monster?
Quoi? Comment
Take
ça?
him out.
Hein? On le tue comme juste comme ça?
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Laid bare. Everlasting as the moon.
You've gotten stronger, Arlecchino. Nice.
Stop that right now. I appreciate the praise, but I am not fighting you today.
I knew it.
Je me suis trompé d'ennemi. Il était en train d'attaquer le Fatui.
I can't believe it. He was a living, breathing human one moment, and the next.
Et on les a juste tués comme ça.
By our dear colleague, I'm afraid.
On les a juste tués comme ça. Ça fait un peu trop brutal.
A lot. But long story short, Dottore stole 2 moon marrows that should have belonged to Colombina, then built a 3rd moon marrow of his own to concentrate the Trilunar Authority.
What? What do you mean he built a moon marrow? People build roads and houses, not moon marrows.
Il a raison.
What's his next
Comment
DIY
il a
project?
créé
You
ça?
gonna build a god?
You could stand to be less surprised. We are harbingers. The work we are engaged in makes the creation of gods seem mundane by comparison. I tell everyone who asks that you once crossed swords with Rex Lapis while serving as a key supporter for Rosaline's plan. But right now, you're acting like a common adventurer.
Thanks for speaking up for me. Those 2 really took me for a ride back then. Then again, surely no common adventurer would manage to get tangled up with them the way I did. That's gotta count in my...
It almost sounds like you wish to repeat the experience. I might have to lower my opinion of you.
Waouh, si elle baisse son opinion déjà, je ne pense pas que ce soit très haut pour commencer.
No. I'll stop talking. Please, go on.
Dottore is currently still experimenting with his newfound power in ways that continue to corrode the outside world. As for the human mutation, I believe this is simply a consequence of his experiments, and not a strategic move. That radiant beast was once a subordinate of Sandrone's. I suspect he was only allowed to live so that he could become an experimental subject.
Tout ça, c'est un peu creepy.
Also, those of us who fought Dottore have been afflicted with a curse. As such, I cannot leave Nodcry.
This is so much worse than I thought. No wonder Her Majesty's decree is so extreme. While these exceptional circumstances persist, the Harbingers are hereby authorized to use unilateral executive powers. Should Dottore pose a threat, Arlecchino and Sandrone are permitted to eliminate him.
My thanks to Her Majesty. I will pass these good tidings on to Sandrone.
Her Majesty has also declared that she will refrain from launching an attack on the now evacuated Nodcry due to the presence of unretrieved research material.
A wise decision.
By the way, how's my old partner doing? I'm assuming they're with you?
Partner? You mean the Traveler? I'm afraid I have bad news. He was captured after our failed assault in Dottore's lab. His whereabouts are currently unknown.
What?
What? Why? Since when does Dottore have a bone to pick with him?
That is indeed the question. I'm not sure he does. He must have some other goal in mind.
This won't do. I have to rescue him.
You can't. We have no idea where the Traveler is.
What am I supposed to do then? Stand here twiddling my thumbs?
Sandrone is working on it. The best thing you can do right now is complete your mission.
Fine. I guess I'll leave this to you then.
Bataille était un ancien personnage, mais son skin a toujours l'air aussi bien. Peut-être c'est ses cheveux.
One last thing. Tell the Rooster to get the message out to the gods and citizens of every nation in Teyvat. Beware. An uncontrollable pollution is spreading forth from Nodcry.
C'est Dottore qui est la
The
pollution.
source of that pollution is a madman drunk on the success of his experiments. The Fatui and our allies will endeavor to contain the threat. However, if Nodcry falls, things are likely to escalate. Considering Dottore is one of our own, all Fatui stationed in Nodcry consider it our duty to stay and fight him to the bitter end. Whatever the cost.
Hey, don't be too pessimistic. If it comes to it, I'm sure Her Majesty won't stand by and do nothing.
I hope you're right.
Nous aussi, on veut vraiment la voir. Bon, on fait quoi maintenant?
You're right on time.
Thanks. Hey, do you think I'll get that gliding exam exemption? I made sure I was on my best behavior in Mondstadt. I landed well outside the city and walked in through the gates.
I'll help you apply, don't worry. For now, let's see what we have here.
What are the Doctor's energy fields even made from? The usual attract and repel principles that govern Kuvaki don't seem to apply to them.
They are very mysterious, but ultimately, they appear to be comprised of energies from the three realms.
Le 3.
Thanks to research by Master and the Hexen Circle, we know that Teyvat's 7 elements are derived from the more primordial power of the Light Realm, which is antagonistic with the power of the Void Realm.
Donc, Teyvat, le royaume de la lumière et le royaume du
Since you
néant.
have the power of the Dragon Durin within you, I'm sure you can already tell that this energy field contains no abyssal energy.
That's true. It's not abyssal energy. It's something pure, wild, and untamed.
I've been thinking about something. Do you still remember the device that Dory supplied from the Academia when you and Miss Colombina fought Raria? That was one of the most marvelous feats of ingenuity I've ever seen. The design, the craftsmanship, the material selection.
Quel appareil?
I couldn't fault any of it, not to mention the operating principles. Surely the most ingenious feature of all. Dory didn't go into detail on how it functions, but I have a working theory. The clue was that Miss Colombina was somehow able to use the pyro energy that you provided, despite the fact that, as a moon goddess, she should only be able to use Light Realm energy in principle.
Ah oui, je vois de quoi
Now,
il parle.
all elemental energy is, of course, derived from Light Realm energy to begin with. Hence, I suspect that the device works by restoring elemental energy to its original state.
Oh, donc c'est une sorte de convertisseur.
This presumes a theoretical model of the 7 elements akin to that of light refracted through a prism. Perhaps it is no mere analogy. Maybe there is indeed a prism in this model. I almost wonder if the idea for the device was conceived based on direct observations of said prism. It would explain how such an ironclad design concept was achieved. It is at once a masterwork of engineering and a groundbreaking application of the academia's latest elemental theories. I suspect only lesser personality herself could have devised such ambitious technology.
Il était en train de bailler, j'ai pas fait attention.
But back to the energy field before us. If this is pure
light realm energy,
its relation to elemental energy is one of integration versus division. Or you could say that the former contains the latter.
Je regarde le replay. Oui, c'est bien lui. C'est lui qui est sur le replay.
Could this mean that elemental energy can dilute the power of the light realm?
Should we give it a try?
Donc on doit juste attaquer.
We should.
Ça serait pas trop facile.
It works.
Ah bon?
Clear signs of disruption were detected at the periphery of the energy field. This indicates that elemental energy can disturb or even negate the field.
Okay.
Now you try.
All right. Here. It's working.
Switch to abyssal energy and attack again. No surprises there. Abyssal power drains the energy field to a significantly greater extent. I now feel confident in asserting that the energy field is indeed pure light realm energy, and that elemental energy can dilute it.
But the energy field is huge. How much elemental energy will it take to neutralize it?
We don't have to neutralize it completely. We can try other approaches. That's all for theory. Would you like to continue watching?
So you knew I was here.
On t'a vu.
Huh? When did you get here?
That guy. C'est comme ça l'appelle.
A while ago. But Albedo sounded like he was working on his thesis defense back there. Back in Sumeru. You can end a person's whole career by interrupting them mid-speech.
Very thoughtful of you. I'm truly touched. Could I ask you to lend me a hand?
With what?
A little test. Try using Anima to unleash a concentrated assault with circular blades, with the goal of breaking through at a singular point.
Oh! Donc, au lieu de disperser l'énergie, ils ont utilisé son attaque qui concentre l'énergie en un seul point.
Nice! This time it tore through the field.
Tremendous. This is a major breakthrough.
Should we go through?
We probably shouldn't risk having mutually antagonistic energies in such close proximity. Durin, you stay here and watch the entrance. Hat Guy and I will go in to investigate.
Sounds sensible to me. Keep your eyes peeled, Durin.
Don't worry, I got this. You two be careful in there. Just give me the signal if you need help and I'll dive right in.
What do you mean, signal?
It's based on a new alchemical concoction I developed last month. When 2 bottles of it are smashed on the ground together, they emit a blinding burst of light. If it comes to that, remember to shield your eyes with your hat.
Glad I asked. Thanks for the heads up.
Donc, il comptait pas lui dire plus tard? Ok. On rentre.
Like I thought. Beyond a certain distance, we can't see the opening where we came in. Maybe that's to prevent people from escaping.
Sounds like Dottore style to me. Not much has changed. Things are basically the same here as they were before.
They have no heartbeats and they're not breathing. We can only assume they're dead. But there are no visible wounds. Also, there's an animal squatting next to each body.
Comment ça?
It's watching us. That's not an animal's gaze.
Mais depuis ils ont été transformés.
What are you trying to tell us?
Doesn't seem eager to talk. I guess maybe it's just an animal after all.
Let's keep looking around.
C'est bizarre. Est-ce que leurs âmes ont été transférées?
Same situation everywhere. Not a living soul in sight. Just countless bodies with animals standing watch over them.
Well, I think we can safely rule out the possibility that they're all pets.
Is skirting around the topic your way of showing consideration for other people's feelings?
Just being cautious. I don't doubt that you can handle the truth.
Expliquez-nous un peu. Je suis pas la personne la plus intelligente du pot.
Careful.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Please. Help us. Please.
Oh,
Over
le
there.
son.
I hear a voice.
Le son est fragmenté.
What happened here?
I don't know. Suddenly, everyone collapsed. Then my line of sight got lower. I still have some of my senses left. I gotta get out of here.
Ça commence à me donner des frissons.
It looks like there's a huge experiment going on inside this energy field. Maybe each energy field is its own giant experiment.
Ça me donne des frissons, c'est bizarre. Donc le docteur a utilisé les champs d'énergie pour faire des expériences sur les gens.
He's swapping human minds with those of animals. Even without the other circumstances, this would be an extremely radical experiment. Those people may have lost their sense of selves, but they are not fully animals either. If they were, they would have left. But instead, their instincts are driving them to remain by their dead bodies.
We should go. No sense in sticking around here longer than we need to.
Agreed.
Bon, si on nous laisse marcher, ça veut dire qu'il va se passer quelque chose. Je sais pas si c'est moi, mais la musique est corrompue aussi. C'est redevenu normal.
You're back! Everything okay?
We saw some things that take a strong stomach.
Oui, ça a
Otherwise,
été répugnant.
we're fine.
We should share our findings with the others.
Yes? Who is it?
Miss Nefer, it's me, Albedo. We found a way to break through the energy fields. With enough control, it's possible to tear them open using elemental energy. Also, we managed to take a look inside. Dottore is carrying out his cruel experiments on an immense scale. Any residents who have failed to evacuate in time will likely meet a grisly end.
Sounds like he's living down to our expectations.
C'est vraiment creepy. J'ai encore plein de frissons dans mon corps comme ça.
I'm just about to get started. I'll be in touch once I have a result.
Understood. Stay safe.
I will.
Well, Nefer, I'll link up with you once my tasks are complete.
What makes you think I'd need you to do that?
I'll need it. And considering the way you approach certain matters, I think you'll be better off with me present.
Let's begin. Entering simulation mode.
Ouais, il peut toujours utiliser son échiquier. Je pensais qu'il était cassé.
A vast wasteland. Is this the traveler's inner world? I was expecting something more vibrant, to be honest.
Après tout ce qu'il a vécu, j'en doute.
Wait, someone's there.
What are you looking at? In that case, I'll look at it with you. I want to know all about everything you've seen and experienced.
Oh, c'est triste. C'est vraiment triste.
Is there somewhere I should return to? Or should I stay here and be the hero everyone says I am? I don't dislike my current life. Roaming the land, fighting battles, accomplishing missions, earning a living, looking after Paimon. It's not so bad. I guess the only thing that's missing is that you're not here with me.
This is the conscious layer, which contains a person's true feelings. It is filled with both longing and kindness.
I suppose anyone who lives long enough ends up wishing for someone who can't be there. Maybe it's the only way we can feel truly alive.
Time to delve a little deeper.
Oh. Ne regarde pas trop loin dans les abysses. Mais c'est une bonne occasion. On va voir le passé de Heather.
Nasha Town is hardly the optimal choice for a place to live, but it has character and a reasonable population density.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, don't be nervous. I was just thinking where might make a good starting point for your journey.
De quoi tu
Perhaps I
parles?
should send you further afield. Conria, perhaps.
Conria ceased to exist long ago.
Mais il va dire qu'il peut ramener ça avec ses pouvoirs.
Once again, you fail to understand the possibilities that the Trilune creates. Anything that has existed in the past, I can now recreate. You simply do not wish to see that happen. That might be because you miss your sibling and fear getting answers that you are not ready to learn. But this is not for me to judge. If we are to collaborate, we need to maintain an amicable relationship. In a moment, you will be able to...
Quoi? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Oh no.
Il a remarqué Nefer.
What are you...
Il a remarqué.
What are you gonna do?
Don't move.
Ça, c'était Nicole, non?
Something unwanted has crept into... Oh? Gone as quickly as it came.
Nicole a sauvé.
Did you save me?
If I hadn't cut the connection, Dottore might have caught you from the other side and destroyed you. This was a good idea, but once is plenty. You were exceptionally brave. Excellent work.
Thanks, but now's not the time for that.
Albedo speaking.
I think I know where he is.
What is this endless darkness? I can't see anything, even though my eyes are wide open. What happened?
Finalement, tes yeux étaient fermés.
Ah, sorry about that.
Oh, son expression.
I take it you didn't notice. Just now, a friend of yours took a little peek into your mind.
Could it be Nefer? How did she do it? Did she use something as a medium to connect to me?
Do you think she's aware of your current circumstances? Oh dear. Have I stunned you into silence? I only wanted to slow down your time a little so I could stop your intruder in her tracks.
Comment ça?
It would have been nice to capture the spy.
Essayez simplement de ralentir votre temps.
I must say,
Ralentir.
I'm finding the ability to adjust the flow of time rather intriguing. The moment you closed your eyes, time seemed to grow impossibly viscous, didn't it?
Ils font beaucoup de mention du temps dans cette quête.
A whole month passed before you opened your eyes again, but only for you. No one else was affected. I dare say this is something only a god can achieve.
Oh, ferme-la.
Point taken. You've proven once again that you have god-tier powers.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Dis seulement ce que tu veux.
Oh, you misunderstand. This wasn't about proving a point. I was testing things out. I find I learn best by doing, and I have to admit, time is not the easiest dimension to control. I only wanted to make you sleep for a short while, but it ended up lasting a whole month. Clearly some finesse is required to wield the authority over time as I wish. I hope you're not angry with me. It was only a month's discrepancy, nothing too serious. Had I been off by a year, a decade, or even a century, that would have been quite a different story.
You could have frozen me for millions of years. So much for collaboration. You aren't showing much sincerity.
What?
Millions of years? To what end? I wonder if you don't understand humans all that well. They are very pragmatic creatures who understand only that which they can perceive with their senses.
C'est quel genre de discussion ils ont?
If I
J'ai
had to
l'impression
sit
que
here for a
Dottore
week,
essaye de le
I imagine
convaincre
people might
de quelque
sympathize.
chose.
But if I left you here for
Une sorte de
100,
débat.
1,000 or 10,000 years, the sheer size of that number would cause it to lose all meaning to them. They would not have the capacity to comprehend your suffering, and thus they could not empathize. Unfortunately, while gods do exist in Tevat, it is ordinary humans that account for most of the population. Their lifespans are so limited, their bodies so fragile. Did you ever really hope that they could begin to understand someone like you?
Oh, là tu m'intéresses.
Your long life and unique origins make you fundamentally different from them. How long will it be before they start to treat you like the alien you are?
Il a
Before you
appelé
are
un alien.
ostracized, outcast.
Il a appelé un alien. Ils ont vraiment intégré ça dans le jeu.
Even I feel bad for you sometimes. This world
Ça,
has
on
made
en a
you
pas
into a
envie.
slave. So many times you have
On garde
served
tes
its
sentiments
will,
pour toi.
and not once have the powers that be ever thought to grant you the one simple thing you wish for. You have been treated most unfairly. I can change that. I will grant you special privileges and give you back the status you rightly deserve as a descender.
Détail, détail, détail. Oh, on revient sur Colombina.
I've entered the past 3 times at this point, but I still have so many questions. For instance, beyond each point being further back in time than the last, what determines the specific locations at which I can make entry? So far, the common thread linking all 3 scenarios
Ah, je
is that
commence
the
à
traveler has
fatiguer.
been present. But it's more than that. I know I sensed something familiar around him. What was it?
Oh, ça fait un bon moment. Je me demande jusqu'à quand elle va
Keep this
remonter.
question in mind as I carry on.
Si je me trompe pas, c'est la zone où il y a le trou du vaisseau spatial.
Humans, you never change. Always trying to use powers
Oh, c'est quand
you
Récit
neither comprehend
a récupéré son
nor
corps.
control.
This looks like Star Sand Shoal. Was this before Rerir regained his physical form?
You've messed with the cannon.
Ah! C'est elle aussi qui a protégé et suit l'île.
The cannon. That's right.
Comme j'ai dit, je suis sûr que c'est elle qu'on va voir bouger les livres.
Foggy fluctuation coming from Nasha Town. And right after that, came an ominous power emanating from Star Sand Shoal.
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling chaos of time itself. But even so, my life and will were not extinguished.
I wonder if I could try to prevent his resurrection.
Je suis
But
pas
how
sûr que
would I
tu
do
puisses.
it? What can I do, here and now?
Comme pour les autres situations, ce sont des trucs, si ça s'est passé, ça aurait déjà eu un effet sur le présent qu'on a vécu. Mais puisqu'il a récupéré son corps, je pense pas que tu puisses agir sur ça.
Traveler! Behind you! Look at that light!
No, I won't make it in time. He's using the Kuvaki shield, like I taught him. Is he going to use it to block the cannon's beam? He's strong. I'm sure he can manage. But the force released when the beam impacts the shield might lead to collateral damage. He's the island. The Frost Moon Scions will be exposed to lethal
C'est comme
levels
ça on
of
les appelle en
Kuvaki.
français. Je savais pas parce que d'habitude je joue en anglais. Les givres lunes. Je prends note.
A question, if I may, kind Miss Colombina. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw several bolts of energy streak toward Hisi Island, only to be blocked. Did you also have a hand in that?
Oui, c'était elle. En même temps, c'était pas elle.
Maybe that really was me after all. Well, future me. But I don't know if I have enough power left. There's no time.
Alors que je me tiens à la porte de la maison dorée, protégeant la flamme éternelle.
I have to make it. Oh, Frost Moon. Oh, great land. Oh, slumbering moonlight of Notcry. If you can hear me, if you can sense my call, then please, heed me once more!
Espace, 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 espace. Espace.
Did it
Il a réussi.
work?
Colombina.
Hey, wake up. Hey, did you hear me?
Sandrone?
Colombina, I said wake up now!
Oh, good morning, Sandrone.
It's 3 in the afternoon, actually. And could you kindly not use my quarters as your personal nap room next time?
Donc c'est le lit de Sandrone.
But I
Ou
feel
bien on dit
so safe
Sandrone en
here.
français aussi.
And your coffee, right? It's so bitter, but it smells lovely.
That's like you were raised by wolves in a forest or something. What did you drink for a nap?
Tu
Grass
parles de
tea?
Résor?
The Frost Moon Scions certainly led a more frugal existence than the Fatui.
Then I'll bet you've never eaten one of these before.
Elle prend bien soin de Colombina.
It smells delicious.
That's because it's a Fontanian recipe. I had a little free time today, so I made a batch. Rosaline will be here shortly, but if you really can't wait,
Ils ont beaucoup mentionné Rosaline dans les quêtes de Nordcry. Ça peut pas être ça peut pas être juste pour rien. Un personnage dont on n'entend plus parler depuis Inazuma, quand on la mentionne beaucoup d'un coup comme ça. Peut-être c'est un signe que The Fair Lady va nous revenir un jour.
Hey, at least let me finish before you start eating. Did the Frostmoon Scions not teach you basic table manners? Or did the rules not apply to you because you're the high and mighty moon goddess?
These are so tasty.
Désolé.
Of course they are. I made them.
Oh, ils sont trop mignons
I
ensemble.
was worried they might contain traces of machine oil.
Elles sont trop mignons ensemble, désolé.
What? You know, there's something I've always wanted to ask you. Why did you leave your old home and join the Fatui? I mean, I'm sure their food was awful. But there's gotta be more to it than that.
Well, life there didn't go quite how I imagined.
What were you expecting? You're a god. Your followers are gonna make some demands of you, right? Surely you can just answer a few
C'est pas comme
prayers
si elle a
here and there in
demandé
return for the free
être
food
ça.
and drink. How bad can it be?
Well, would you help other people just for free food and drink?
Oui.
The doctor told me that you were created by a great mechanic, Lord something Fisher.
Oh, donc Sandrone, il n'y a pas de vrai corps, c'est son corps qui est là. Peut-être c'est moi juste qui n'avais pas compris.
The Lord Artificer. Ugh, some people can't keep their mouths shut.
Elle est vraiment
Lord
marionnette.
Artificer. And didn't he have something to do with the, narcissist?
Narcissenkreuz Ordo.
L'ordo nazi synchrose.
Yes, that was it. Narcissenkreuz Ordo. So, would you try to fulfill their wishes?
You must be joking. I wouldn't go even if they paid me. I don't even know them.
Exactly. Well, I felt the same way. I did not know the people who made demands of me.
Huh. What do you know? We're on the same page for once.
Ouais, je suppose.
In his later years, Alan did ask me if there was anything I wanted to do. If I had any wishes of my own. Well, I don't. And I'm not in any mood to fulfill someone else's either.
Père.
Who's Alain?
He was the... You know what? Never mind. You're not gonna remember. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, neither of us is the self-sacrificing type. Let me ask you this. What sort of place would you like to live in, if you could choose?
A place where people don't ask me for things I cannot give them. Where they don't worship me, or fear me, but just want to chat with me like a normal
Juste des
person.
amis.
I'd also like the freedom to come and go as I please. And ideally, it would be somewhere with the smell of coffee and snacks.
Non, elle se sent bien avec Sandrone alors.
Not to burst your bubble, but no such
Mais ce moment, c'est exactement ce moment.
Now, take your snacks and scram.
Elle est revenue dans l'espace.
Pass out? Of course. I'm back here again. I dreamed of events from my past. Sandrone, traveler. I miss you all so much. Back there, I guess I managed to harness all the Kuvaki energy on Hisi Island. But how did I do it? Time
Bonne
is flowing
question.
backwards here, and I can use that familiar power to enter the world of the past. That mystery ally everyone talked about. It was me all along.
Ouais.
I can sense that there isn't much more power remaining up ahead. What lies at the end of all of this? Will time keep flowing into the past? And will I ever find my way back?
On n'a plus beaucoup d'énergie.
It's getting harder and harder to use my power. I'm no match for the abyss in this state. I need to avoid the contaminated fragments.
Attention, on en voit plus. Ok.
Time to go. I wonder where I'll find myself this time.
Je savais. C'est la bibliothèque où on cherchait les livres.
The Final Night Cemetery. This is where Flint's is based.
Or not? How are we supposed to read through this many
Mais comment elle a fait elle-même pour connaître les
Difficult,
livres?
yes, but it is also our most efficient option.
Seems like they're searching for information. Oh, I remember.
Ou bien elle a juste retenu le nom des livres. Si c'est ça, ça veut dire que c'est vraiment une boucle.
Was this my doing too?
To expose the true intentions of this Rerir, we need to dive into Notcry's history.
Are my actions changing the past? Or are they simply completing a process?
Je pense que c'est plutôt complété.
Is all of this inevitable? Or am I the one making these decisions?
Il y a toujours les dilemmes avec la question de destin et du temps.
If I choose not to help them now, will it change how things turn out?
Connaissant ta personnalité.
Hope we don't land on our heads then.
Ah, je pense qu'elle va rester là, les regarder, et puis après un certain moment, elle va décider d'aider.
They're my friends. I can't not help them. And the other one was here.
Ouais, elle a retenu les livres.
Hey, another file's moving.
C'est vraiment touchant de savoir que depuis qu'on est arrivé à notre craille, Colombina nous aidait.
That should do it. Hmm? Luanatar? You can sense my presence? Wait!
Oh! Elle était rappelée. Je pense pas que... Je pense qu'elle fait un dernier voyage.
So she's that familiar presence I've been sensing all along.
Je viens de penser une théorie qui fait un peu peur. Et si c'est le notaire tel Colombina qui a remonté trop loin dans le passé?
She's always been by the traveler's side. That explains why the traveler has been there each time I've entered the past. But why Luanatar? Is it because she has a connection to me as the moon goddess's familiar? If so, why not any other Kuhenki?
On ne sait rien de ce lunaire. Ah, si on marche pas à nous-mêmes, si j'avais raison, c'est le dernier.
I cannot sense any power up ahead. Just a void, stretching out into infinity.
C'est bien le dernier.
This is likely my final chance to enter the past. It's now or never. I have to find a way back. EC Island? How far back in time is this? Where's Luanatar? I can't sense her presence this time.
C'est pas qu'on est arrivé pour la première fois à EC Island.
Seeing Anafa and Aino reunited like that sure was heartwarming.
Oui, c'est la première fois qu'on est arrivé.
Traveler, Paimon. No, stay calm. I don't have much power left to change things. I don't even have that much time left here.
Me dites pas qu'elle va devenir le Lunaire.
Think, Colombina.
Pardon, me dites
How
pas
do
ça.
I find a
Pardon.
way back?
Si ça me... Pardon. Non.
A way back.
Non.
To where?
S'il vous plaît. Je vous en supplie, pas ça. Pardon.
Do I go back to Moon Prayer Night?
Si elle devient Lunaire,
To the future that follows?
je jette mon casque par terre.
And if I return in my current state, what will become of me then? Dotori's
Ou
actions
bien elle va
that
donner
day prove
naissance
that
au
he'd been
Lunaire
planning that
ici.
for a long time. He had already seized the power of 2 moon marrows before capturing me.
J'espère c'est juste créer le Lunaire.
Even if I manage to get back, how can I fight against him when he wields the Tri-Lune Authority? I can't. If I go back
N'abandonne
like this,
pas.
I'll be playing
Colombina,
right into his
n'abandonne
hands.
pas.
I have to find some way of rivaling the power he has usurped. Wait. Time flowing backwards. The Tri-Lune Authority. Does that mean? I think I know what the final destination of this lunar reflection might be. I know what I must do.
S'il vous plaît. Pas
Speaking
ça.
of homes, we must already be close to where the Frost Moon Scions live. The vibe here feels different.
Ça
Just
crée
like
une
the
sorte de
scenery.
troisième boucle, si c'est vraiment ça.
But how do I communicate my plan to my friends?
Non, je pense qu'elle va juste donner naissance au Lunaire.
Should I write it down here? No. Someone else will see it. I need something with a close connection to me. Something I can use as a medium to tell them what's happened to me in here. Now it
Oh oui,
makes
j'avais
sense.
raison, elle a donné naissance au Lunaire ici. J'ai trop réfléchi, j'ai trop pensé. Je suis de retour normalement. Ok, on peut continuer.
It was I who brought Luanatar into being. I gave up a piece of my own soul to create her.
Littéralement de son âme.
That's why I could sense a familiar power from the moment I entered this space. It also explains why she's been present in every past location that I've entered. Because we have a deep connection.
Hey there! What's your name?
And the reason why there are no more gates to the past after this point is that Luanatar hadn't been born then. No wonder I sensed the trace of a blessing when we first met. But I still didn't recognize the soul hidden within you. Back then, I was just a little lost dove. I had yet to become Colombina Hyposolenia.
Donc il n'a pas reconnu son futur.
Go on now. We've got stuff to do. Best you find someone else to hang out with.
Hey, you scared it off.
I'll be counting on you. Remember to stay by the traveler's side, guide him, and help him in my stead. Oh, and bring him to the garden where the moon prayer blossoms grow.
Une grande et
There's a little
magnifique
lost
boucle.
dove there who will need his help. Go on. You too. Go and live your story.
C'est magnifique. Tout simplement
As for
magnifique.
mine must go in a different direction.
Cinéma. Enfin, j'ai terminé Acte 7. J'espère que ça va pas me faire commencer le suivant immédiatement. Ah, je veux dormir.
How would you like to experience the thrill of never being held accountable for your actions? You could crush people like ants without consequence, or tear off their heads or limbs as you please. Believe me, such a life is but one small step away.
What point is he trying to make? Freedom? But the freedom to kill? To do evil and get away with it?
On parle de Docteur. Pourquoi tu es surpris?
Why would you offer me that?
The creation of a world is the ultimate scientific experiment. I have taken my research to the highest level, where I shall be not just a god, but also a servant to many sacred spirits. I shall heed the truth and perform holy deeds. A god's laboratory is the perfect playground, but it needs the right occupant to explore its full potential. Mortals are found everywhere one looks. Not so with Descenders. I'd prefer my first guest to be a distinguished individual such as yourself.
Donc il veut juste qu'on soit témoin de ce qu'il fait.
It offers.
So the condition for entering the new world is to take innocent lives. The same dilemma that Rerir once faced. Could I really bring myself to kill others for my own benefit? Rerir did. And look where it got.
Donc c'est pour ça qu'ils ont fait le comparatif avec Riri quand Colombina est parti.
Have you made up your mind?
I can't do it.
Je savais qu'il allait répondre ça. C'est évident, on parle de Heather.
Your playground is no place for me. You're putting your hopes in the wrong person. But we both know I'm not quite the hero you say I am either. I have my own reasons for the journey I'm on, and they aren't all selfless.
You've grown a lot since we last met, but there are still things you are unwilling to compromise on. This will only hinder you.
C'est en respectant ses propres convictions que chacun avance.
Why don't I lower my requirements a little as a gesture of goodwill? I'll give you a little time, to learn to be a less noble soul. That'll make things much easier for you.
I really doubt I could live that sort of life.
And yet you already sound less defiant than a moment ago. The benefits appeal to you because you can read the signs of the times.
On dirait que vous êtes moins... Je vais essayer de lire ça dans une voix un peu spéciale. On dirait que vous êtes moins On dirait que vous êtes moins réticent qu'avant. C'est ça l'avantage des bénéfices. Ils attirent ceux qui savent lire les lignes du temps.
Why don't we return to my research facility? Your last visit was so rushed. There is much that I have yet to show you.
Pourquoi ne pas retourner dans mon centre de recherche? J'étais tellement occupé la dernière fois que je n'ai pas eu le temps de vous montrer certaines choses. Cinématique!
Now to that question,
Oh, je voulais l'attaquer depuis tout à l'heure. Enfin, tu l'as attaqué.
Guess I'm no hero.
This is most disappointing.
Allez! Lock on. Il a utilisé un Nemo et Pyro en même temps. On l'a toujours vu switch, mais on l'a jamais vu utiliser en même temps.
Now then.
Oh! Ils ont réussi à le retrouver. Le docteur dit un nouveau visage. Oui, la personne qui l'a... Une des personnes qui l'a traumatisé. Hat guy. Comment êtes-vous arrivé ici?
You're still gonna call me Hat Guy after that, huh?
Vous êtes venu exprès pour me sauver? Vous êtes venu exprès pour me sauver?
I didn't see anyone else in there who needed saving.
Merci beaucoup. Vous avez raison. J'ai juste été surpris. Merci. Attendez, vous êtes blessé?
It's nothing. I'll be fine. Why are you looking at me like that? Is it that shocking that I'd come to your rescue?
Je ne pensais pas que vous arriveriez à berner Docteur.
I owed you a favor back in Sumeru. Now we're even. Distracting Docteur was tough. I won't lie. He's not gonna fall for the same trick twice. That was my one shot. I'd hoped to use it to take him out. Ugh. I never wanted to obliterate someone more than I do
Ne
right
t'inquiète
now.
pas. On pense tous la même chose.
Docteur doesn't recognize me, but his segments were originally made based on an analysis of my operational principles. I expect it's only a matter of time before he figures out what I am.
So Docteur doesn't recognize Wanderer because he deleted himself from Irminsul. Did he really miss his only chance for revenge by saving me?
Why the long face? Hey, I'm not blaming you, okay? And I'm not complaining either. Rescuing you and killing Dottore are equally important goals.
Oh, il a dit ouvertement. Il a dit ouvertement.
Everyone would be pretty stuck without you. It's best you live to fight another day.
Ah,
How are
il
you
a
holding
commencé
up?
à s'ouvrir.
Are you all right? Hat guy said to put safety first, so we agreed to run as far away as we could after leaving the energy field and only meet up once it was safe.
You don't look injured. It seems that Dottore didn't do anything to you.
Je vais bien, merci.
All right. Rescue operation complete. Let's head back. There's a lot more work to be done before this is over.
Ok, s'il vous plaît, laissez-moi arrêter.